needs to go to work. But if we're here, like it or not, for God and country, to serve our nation proudly, chest out, chest high, we're going to serve. And so we welcome you this morning to the show. We pray that you stay with us from now until 9 a.m. when we say bye-bye to ourselves. In between times, I'll share with you devotional messages, inspirational messages, something to encourage you. If your weekend was not a good one, you stay with me. By the time the show comes to an end, you'd have had something to spice your day, to ginger you, to motivate you, and to encourage you, and to drive you through the entire morning. That should take us to maybe around 6:40 there about when ACP retired Victor Tando joins us on the show this morning with tidbits for how to keep ourselves safe on the roads. It should bring us to 5:50. Or being the headlines of the newspapers. It's an appraise say I'm a more crab and I'm saying both na be yepa. And so I was speaking English throughout the entire introduction of the show, but I hope you slept well. And Yankopon Dimitri didn't quite ye the Yipia Bonsinia Quadia was here. But the name can say so Yankopon didn't quite to me and say now Yankopon didn't quite from me and say now my pacho pay free and ne if you are quabontia. Make sure so the energy NAP, make sure so the Yahuka come and Yahuto Swan AP. Because then the one show and for one fat at Danimua, one mount. And one more journey, one mount. And that's one found Conon Bon by our mount. And it's all say at your Siphoria CD when it's when you upon the Bacon or the Babasum GMO. Who piano can say, so open crying shut open in summer. A bit Kenya and semi Baba to swap and summer every morning that's why and Yanni happy 98.9 FM. Now, Uti and nice if you retired Victor Tandos so a day, a rose tidbits in Abraham by 6:50 the Ebesha enough in your day. I headlines on the newspapers in April and no any more can say, okay, yet there will boss some no a tifism near the April live or happy 98.9 FM by 6:20 then we are Yabura Ghana Fanania one himself electoral commission a registration exercise no minim say a secondary schools no one more exercise now and yet the anybody I said the registration exercise in the various second cycle institutions no akwa say there have been some news about certain areas. I want to me registration exercise and want to know EC4 at this statement about the Omo can say they will extend the registration for these areas and yet they need ebedi train. We'll have a bigger conversation about the various campaigns the political parties no more running. One more campaign teams we would analyze them, we'll scrutinize them, we'll see what they all bring to the table. The various campaign members of the various campaign teams of the two major political parties NDC and NPP. Yet anybody a change. Yent mean didn't come up and can coronavirus on and some. It's anybody didn't come out for coronavirus on how the numbers are rising. It's scary. It's at the point anybody didn't come out for something say when you are home. But guess what? Coming at 7 on the dot. Now and the pay nobody didn't come up. Various editors every studio and say nobody didn't come up. And it's a won't follow and I say won't notice here the change in our programming now. Please understand, so on Mondays, editors of the various newspapers, he invited two of them to join us in the studios to discuss the issues of national interest live on the show. It's only media and a samolation and I pay Emma Kono, Sememo Kwaba, Ebajumedi. So, when I mention yen discuss the issues no dispassionately, yen for NPP some and Tunchen, yen for NDC some and Tunchen. Not yen Juni Yamagana, was sending a bit me a Pija Yamagana. I'm gonna buy a club, send it, we are self and then one bit to me and we saw my Ghana said, whoa, but I am West Africa, Hanum say, Ghana and also share crime. Now, you're my Ghana home, now we besides on the Peru, whoopie in the same. Mamma, and you may and more crab and bridge medianism. Now, fame found from within the city, and the one can by the time you made in the Banner, no, say you are a blessed individual. City, you made a way. Bringing us to 20 more minutes before we hit the top of the hour. 6 live on Happy 98.9 FM. Video across the live on Facebook, across the live on Twitter, across the live on Instagram. On a place I feel I'm feeling that one. I'm saying more cover me the Sam Olish. And yet, I'm saying, I'm in French in Crunch, some Kakra and bro. I want to talk to you about something for the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 11. Also, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happens to us all. And if I win a message, I'm a as a winning message, I'm watching. Also, the race is not to the swift, the race is not to the swift, not at all, nor the battle to the strong, neither bread to the wise, but the riches also, not to the man of understanding, but time and chance happens to us all. And I pray whoopia kwabontia. When he said the Echemu I last week Ninian, Ababesi Echemu. Some of them were very unpalatable. Sometimes no one in, sometimes no one in so. Sometimes the challenges were overbearing, overwhelming. But Ninian, when Yankupon the Wabi Duanum say, understands when Yankupo will make a way. And it is not your effort, and you want who are DB, and you will input to be. Yes, you may work hard, but the blessings come from God. Was it when Yankupo issue and a more nipa ayo the floor? Why should you step out there with confidence and know so when Yankupo come home? One over call, one over back. No, but not the walk about. Now he's got good plans for you. Plans of good things to bring you to an expected end. But you know, your input does not matter. Just understand, say, grace and mercy will find you throughout the entire day. When a quick devotional message, I know what you're pray. I will happy 98.9 FM. Jumadi Emmanuel Kropa, Isaac Okupoget, Pastor Thomas, George Nkono, Joel Sanko, Neil Counter, Bridget Mensa, one more and a bomb, a shoot amount of pay, Digimedi, Ebro, ACP retired Victor Tando, Abahomanu, ACP, good morning.
Major so this year.
The patron of a Biaboko.
And Yamian don't patch away.
It is now weekend as well.
Oh, Yamin said, you're sorry. The Cobom pay Mamuna.
Amen. 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 Ready, Anna Pembachoni uncle.
You made us say, I went for more happy for Mamuna, Mamoni yet. And then Monopa sorry, and Mojuma Pa, Moody, a debois, Momai. I do my mother to most on lesson. And so Yaminumbe, Yambeko, and Yambeka, a number of a tin in Matramo, what Tremushiamoso. Because also a shishram, a con doing in them. I say for Mutage Median of a Maminacho, Maminache, Mamacha, the she, Edmo Besage Media Cassiso, oh, Happy FM 98.9. And I pay any day Bema Sami Isham, and a tea a drummo. Isaac Poge, a shaw, Matisha Boali. Raymond Yamato, Bridget Mensa, Pastor Thomas, and the manager, Emmanuel Akroma. Obinna Shechiri Ebuano, Amit Media Cosufenese, na Efata. Edemia Sebusafonity for so near Dini. None and dream more 100 on him so beyond to ye. So I'm at the party and say, Tina Swam or Dim, let's hear to 3 and 9 year to 3 and Sa. I see a kind who say, and ye named dear and 9 year Papa B. Demon Tom. Because I told dear Miss Semony dear Quasso. Then a retired priest from him home. In church and one of pay that by his grace that we are alive. Not to Maraqua, not to Araqua. Example, I shall permit the advancement of Owenum and tomorrow Mudi so. We will look at where fire service officer or Amasamai. I may encounter a bush of phone. We are quay. Where fire service or agent Kutuku. I told you about media, very portal in your main count, Michelle. Or if I gem tree or great coat. The Maudi was a watching, without take to coin pie. Or quatin, one Prudential Bank, also with your neighbors for. Or our being can now central budget was on watching. Or Master Question, when I just go. Michamunina, Yaminche Samunina. It was a 40 channel, pay in the air crowing, and many delays and out to you, or maybe Bono and the Bono, which will be unto you. And now to for a Sabbath and deal. And I'll trim in it, seems to see a ya dwen ho si e kwa e be ko no sen ene ye ba so a ya ba no sen e bibia ma mu enyo ho isa se ehia papa ehia na bushafo ye papa oda retired police for ano eni kwasin cancer apani ma wona bushafo nyina chi o se retired for yenye yi o yenye yi yenye nua ba ko chief superintendent ora sinu kan police college it was on the parade commander police for your national police commander on and the near friend parapol parade police officer the modern body almost so ni papa and papa continue at one another it is what you say no happy if days so that government yet better when in the quite between fason ya kujinyo and class with you man here and testa ene ma na ebushafo nyina hyeden eme nyina so ho hyeden retafo sabe ya ko school dem ahoda na nsen ye wo igina school dem ho aye sua no ma wo bibi a ye sua bia no eho hia akintintin emfa enyemra enti ya mumi tie na supam na ye mfesi bitumi abo ho modern e de atu anamon bitumi atu anamon ye nsa bi se bitumi abo yen papa bebo yen kano na ehyen ni nam loro kwaso kano ehyen ni nam loro kwaso ni bibia ebo driver no ban ebo omo etika front no so ho ban omo etika no kra bibia mo ban enti etu de bia na se bibi kakra bibia na driver order efom no ho omo eti front o gate bua na omo so da form ka create me muni na ko board so etu bia windscreen bibi ni na se driver si mi tie brake so prekope obi create me ko bo windscreen no and windscreen no free ba beton kan nanim na edo help driver etu le bi no tie brake so pra na be otimi de ne koko ne chest e pin steer na ehu wena abofo ye kasi omo ye ya no mu se da bi e betumi bibi e de abo driver ho ban e de abo omo eti front no so e ho ban afọ omo eti kan mu kura no obo kura so e betumi abo omo so ho ban amana yi eno ene ko fa seat belt akunya no belt na wo ho no e ko fa bae na sa seat belt yi ho sem e wo airline 2180 emre fi lo kwa so no secretary fa etoso ha ene edunkrom secretary fa etoso ha ene edunkrom regulation 119 eho enewo na momi entie bibi kakra na tifisem no also use of seat belt also a person shall motor vehicle unless the motor vehicle is fitted with a seat belt instead of tire mo no kanu the seat belt ni ho ene omo a seat belt enti mre se ka biara obibiti o yakwa so no ese se seat belt ewom it won't be can for a lot of points so ene mre mo wa bre seat belt in the car and can front e binim sana mrana patre tribute the tosumi no or say person shall not drive motor vehicle on the road or sit in the front or rear seat of a motor vehicle being driven on the road without wearing seat belts. There's a driver ni uchishenya. Then you tibiano is about seat belt. Or passing the auto car front. So obe car so car or the front. It is a set or no so I share about seat belt. Or the seat belt nebo. The seat belt is so fast so there. May I mean him say ya can't feed so painful, nipper be soon. Kukudam phobia, BB trum, Mia Queen, I say, you seat belt, Pada Roma, and a bonnet, a bonnet, seat belt at that romantic. And the seat belt, you know, so on for so up. If I say a bon with the road, a changing, a chay and lemon dear, and cranky room, and no one no more. Won't tell the driver, oh, a bon seat belt come up. Won't total driver or bon seat belt come up. Won't private car for you, oh, be a bon seat belt come up. Let's say, ampa, ya tia se, ye ko, ye nim. yakɔ anim the first year no obi on mo a obi share process na I say no all born o sa process home pɛ o say China me say akɔ say na covid I say mask obi on mo ebi say no kon obi share process no a share kama o sa process no pɛ boyi efi ho ni nyina no sɛbe ɛyade a ɛbɔ ho ban bi biara ebi abɔ ho ban wa bre yenam ane etika mu no bese mamo mi entutu ase kura enka kasa si beti so o traka am na bi wo nko ade a enka back omo etiechire no e se wo so bo bie the front end there ene o pro mpo e se obo e se ase bribia no e bi wo e se obo se front kura fe nipa mi enu a eno seat belt re bi eno se fe nipa mi ensa seat belt no e mi ensa e kan driver no e se obi ebo nya dia wo bo dia dada obi wo bo na wo dia bo ho ban simple bibinia e ka no break tie 70 break super copa e do better seat no enya dia wo be nya kwan african makofi ase ana so se wo do uti be kwa kobo windscreen ana wo do kokko be pinsia there be observe we asimtiawa seat belt no bi o kai bi am to traka no mo for seat belt the fabo ho ban the bibinia when you take them and some of those pa ye bekoso ye yini nyina mako the mo ne metro you feel out of frase odon fa jenke ho ne ka america tu yentu ebo ase insan ho yentu ebo ase ewiem eda so ara enye kama edu me hwe enkanea ene ye bibia ye ana me se owura sami shem o de bitumanim the white post ni nyina no kama mo mi ntira super ne fentu na mo jenke ho then na otwi mutumi gbc ni se bedie no omenye atom eni nhira emfaman.
Amen. ACP and the pedo ase
Bishop Damasi odon for jenke na no nhira
on council no nhira so sa ACP retired Victor Tando and Awotin and Canon sound up all the road safety tidbits na every live El Happy 98.9 FM. See here I cast 7 minutes now about 6 pepe and for headlines to the newspapers no embre unity for Happy 98.9 FM and me as to say the headlines of the newspapers na ebro Raymond Nyamado Elmin Chen what boy me amanda pay the headlines na abre etifore. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's say
Nyamado
uni raise your voice and enye raise your voice no because weekend you feel about me ho yeah me fam to Ghana
wo de kana me hwe se wo de ma me ki
so when you say sauce na a free bano enya dia asma me beka na
wo de ma me point abako
Saturday now we here
am ofie
the whole of Saturday.
Oh yes we pie bako say
I mean check sauce no
just
I mean WhatsApp sauce because it mean possible sauce no have information enya do kre
wadada
it Saturday nya na ofie
wo na mo ofie the whole day me pie
sa e den do chef is
oh na me ye 1 2 Sammy na Saturday ni me no
yeah
na me ko Twitter bibi trend o Twitter na
Saturday
see
do ko bi see
o TV show na ko for come say eh Sammy ejume
oh but me who's I mean me hate TV ntino mama down na feel na den
funny face and lewe
wo mo ko
o an come the face wo national TV super
say den
say yeah beef so me say eh Sammy ejume
me na ma me copy ayi right up bia wo mo say funny face near Adebayo our friend in one of the social media handles now I'm like hey, now is this really an issue? Obi follow be not so follow now. What's the big deal about it?
Sammy asemo.
But anyway.
but I was actually not a one say, the showbiz, like what it is turning into lately, a worry.
A worrying.
It moved from part and for nudes and then near Maokano say we are models and now see and talk beefs in there, it's not looking like show business.
I think for social media maybe it's able to generate the kind of traction on open. For social media, maybe I'm meaning more time.
Okay.
Maybe it's us who will not give such stories time or on our show, but on social media they're able to gain a lot of traction. People follow the thing and you see them sharing it widely. Other platforms. Oh, for them they are here. For them they.
They will say the doctor can buy Friday. Number church
Now Dr. Khan said on Saturday we have the problem.
Oh, sir.
So Saturday me ho man me hu say no nka ma no marve gate ni baako nti no say me kona me be carpentry work bi nti me ko to ndua ne ndado ti miti am say Dr. Kano mo ka look at system na a generate hot issue or studio how do say man one of the guests next to say he will walk out. I think it's Socrates Safo or somebody. So the guy walked out and then calls came and he had to come back and he was explaining himself why he took the angle he took on that matter. I think it was very interesting conversation. Now
showbiz extra.
Yeah, and I can't tell you now what any normal is if I assemble bape.
Dr. Kanan be a child.
Yeah, good job. Wait for you to pay.
Sami daily guide and pay say ex NDC MP to refund 2 million Ghana cedis loot from venture capital. 5 pickups for Ghana Armed Forces to fight filth. Now police chief ordered out of Yendi. 48 pages EC registration plan phase 3 pull out. And say offer daily guide and now phase 3 EC registration exercise no semni na ewo ho bibia polling stations no wa omo registration alcohol no nyina obehu ewo daily guide mo anope. Chief Imam blesses Baumia as running mate. We any headlines obehu ewo daily guide mo anope.
Yemfa daily graphic and twaso daily graphic front page obehu Dr. Da Costa Abuaje, leader of risk communication for the national COVID-19 response team. Or say maintain healthy lifestyle. Habit strengthens immune system against COVID-19. Ghana Health Service for NKSA. Also, Electoral Commission 2020 voters registration exercise movement plan phase 3. 2020 elections about comparison of leadership records. President Akufo-Addo and NKSA will say and a bui power to pay compensation from IGF. Nina stories are daily graphic airport and pay, but pay. The various registration centers are EC phase 3 number qua mepacho daily graphic because I pay very bulky. It captures almost all the regions and then one more movement plan no and 2 person who be EC for no one more call phase 3 now mepacho to the daily graphic.
Oko finder anope the finder anope say our promises to Zongos delivered. We will do more in 4 years. Dr. Baumia tells Chief Imam. Government ADB fund 1,300 subsidized outboard motors for fisher folk. Dr. Awal comments EC for peaceful conduct of registration exercise. Disregard NDC's claim of insecurity, intimidation in Honuta, NPP, and Omodu Assembly to joint way. And their stories are behind what the finder more anope.
The informal front page, Minority Leader Lieutenant General as IGP James upon Buonu Infoni minimum. Or say deployment of armed military personnel in NDC strongholds, eschew partisan politics, security agencies advise. Fallout from proceed on leave directive, government dragged to court, appellant adverse action not grounded in law. COVID-19 not for big men. Minister advances and observance of safety protocols and towards enforcing sanitation bylaws. Ministry Zoom Lion strengthening military, donate vehicles to achieve purpose. Nina stories are the informer airport and pay.
Sami, the Ghanaian publisher Anope say ADB supports fisher folk with 1,300 outboard motors. Eba with picture of Dr. John Kofi Mensah. Now, stop the fallacy. Nana has a hand in the cancellation of trainee allowances. Kwekubako and Odessa Assembly Tuja. Zongo promises delivered. more to come, Baumia assures Chief Imam. AMA rebuffs single-seater toilet commissioning story. We and the headlines are front page of the Ghanaian publisher.
The Ghanaian Times front page, Dr. Archibald Yao Lecha Infoni Edenimo or say I've recovered from COVID-19. Voter Regional Minister Eneka Sasim Wese. Sanitation Ministry presents 5 pickups to Ghana Armed Forces. EC begins third phase of registration exercise and 10 more SHSs hit by COVID-19. Maoli School, Bishop Herman, Archbishop Porter Girls, among others, affected. Nina stories reported Anapay.
The new publisher Anapay leads with a story. Stop Nana Addo Domelovo directive. Lawyer tells Supreme Court. Now we have a picture of Chief Justice Kwesi Ininyeboa and Daniel Domelovo. Front page of the new publisher. Farmer arrested for attempting to sell sand for 170,000 Ghana cedis. Yana sacks police commander from Yendi. Zoom Lion presents 5 pickups to Ghana Armed Forces to enforce environmental bylaws. Way and a story should be on front page of the new publisher.
Yamfa, the new Crusading Guide newspaper, and to us a front page story as a plot against Napo. UPSA Vice Chancellor exposed. MSWR Zoom Lion presents pickups to Ghana Armed Forces to enforce environmental bylaws. Greater Accra Guta rejects national order, says their dissolution is bogus. We will do more in 4 years, Baumia tells Chief Imam. Another NDC attack on NPP polling agent in the Futu Ningina stories are the new Crusading Guide newspaper reported and
The Daily Statesman and Opay say 2020 polls about records. Akufo-Addo tells NPP communications giants. Corruption. Mahama appointee to refund 18.5 million Ghana cedis. Baumia Akufo-Addo will do more for Zongos. Way NS stories our front page of the Daily Statesman.
Yemfa the Inquisitor and Twaso. Weird happenings at GRE. Gales of anger over Mate Kojo at Jubilee House. United Steel snubs minister over air pollution of Tema Free Zone Enclave. And KMA fights Osborne Ventures over judgment debt. Stories are the Inquisitor reported.
Fearless, fair, reliable. The custodian. I mean, the beyond them the custodian no say choice of running mate Bamia is the standard. Ghanaians are set. We have delivered our promise to Zongos and the registration of voters 2020. What you need to know. Nina ewo custodian mo anope.
My final paper here, the Economy Times and to us, the Economy Times front page. I say inflation to rise further as 15% transport hike kicks off. GACL suffocating with Terminal 3 debt, denies sales allegations. 5 rural banks integrated onto the GCX warehousing receipt system. 10 more expected soon. Then stories are the Economy Times report and pay.
Sammy, Gold Street business, here my final paper, and pay almost say Treasury yields stay low amid increased liquidity, despite government's increased fiscal deficit financing needs. I know a leading story our front page of the Gold Street business. 46,000 metric tons capacity warehouse ready for use to address post-harvest losses. Now, final story, they say local mining contractors protest 500% hike and permit fees. We and a story super home business, Gold Street business, and
Happy 98.9 FM no so guso awutie no headlines on the newspapers and at your day ebre atiefo mamenchia dophobia one more agimbre ehwe o Facebook and open mamenchia X Bell Sakodie Ochre Enoch Tetekwame Ransford Boachi Yadom Japan. Enoch say good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Enoch. Sarah Kwashi ehwe o Facebook. Naomi Abose enso ehwe o Facebook. Munyina no anape ye mamo akwaba ever happy 98.9 FM ye live Facebook streamer ekoso no eso Emmanuel M. Awole enso ehwe anape also watching you live from the United States of Kissiman. Good morning, Samir and Raymond. God bless ACP Victor Tando retired. And today a few messages about the prayer mede Emma for Akwaba. But to be yenji and bread na yen fire and weather forecast for this morning, at least give people a sense of how the weather is this morning. Now I'm paying them. Temperature will be hovering between 25 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius. That's from 8 a.m. 12 midday. No? The temperature will be hovering between 25 and 27 degrees Celsius. We are and the temperature now around 30 degrees Celsius, and it's going to be very, very sunny this afternoon. By let's say by 8 p.m. I could review. Now temperature decreases to around 25 degrees Celsius, and a very cloudy kakra, and you may enter. That's by way of the weather forecast for this morning. Yenji Embre na yenko yen website www.happyghana.com na yenfa aye stories I want ebi Embre etifo. But so we'll share on the page our Facebook na media this radio kakra and to him say me patcho me a watch party so obet me a share link na our various platforms are also na ye ni be so pa enti boa na ye nyina no ye build the show no followership our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram enti me patcho pi no so obet me aye we e dia maya yenso ni ebeso na yada wase simple den nyina no wojembre na oni yedi ensawoso our Facebook yen share your website happyghana.com stars our ebi any. We have delivered our promises to Zongos. We will do more in 4 years, Baumia tells Chief Imam. Campaign on our record, not opponents' ethnicity, gender. NPP to party communicators. Easy to extend period of registration at delayed centers. Ghanaian student Sylvester Demukawo fluently addresses graduates in Chinese. EC will not hesitate to sanction officials involved in breaching COVID-19 protocols. Infographs: over 3.4 million Ghanaian voters have so far registered. COVID-19, Ghana Health Service declares Carlos Ahenkwa negative. Mahama storms registration centers in Volta region. I will unseat Esla Owusu, NDC's Ablekuma West parliamentary candidate. Nina air stories are and I pay Happy Ghana air reporting.
Citynewsroom.com and I pay stories are obehu ewo ebinie. Corruption Watch. Corruption Watch exposes how aspirants engage in vote buying during NPP primaries. Akufo-Addo holds virtual meeting with his 2020 campaign communications team. Akufo-Addo holds virtual meeting with his 2020 campaign communications advisory team. And also a story about more City Newsroom online. Na citynewsroom.com. Ghana's COVID-19 case count now 24,518. 5 immigration officers interdicted for allegedly aiding foreign nationals to illegally enter Ghana. Campaign on our records, not opponents' gender or ethnicity. NPP to party communicators. Na Sami Otuaswa Bamia seeks Allah's blessing for electoral victory. Maintain cool heads despite military intimidation. Mahama urges. Ongoing registration can't guarantee credible voter register. And also Asema Hassan Ayarga Edia Tuja, CDD fellow sues AG over Dome levels leave directive. We will sanction officials breaching COVID-19 protocols at registration centers. Easy and almost assembly Tuja. Now, semi-finally, 414 new cases push Ghana's COVID-19 count to 24,008. Way stories are Obehum. I was citynewsroom.com and okay.
10 minutes after 6, Happy Morning Show no Asugusu Awuti, and as always, we take the time to inform our listeners, educate them, and to get the updates are a Ghana Health Service, one more provided from one website, and the bread at TF1 up here. Now, check Ghana Health Service for website and a pair updates of COVID-19 infections, recoveries, death toll, numbers in Honum. Now, as of now, presently, active cases now are 4,192, confirmed cases are 24,518. New cases are 270. Death toll no is drew 139, and our recoveries now are 20,187. And to weigh any information and place Ghana Health Service for website we bet me in terms of COVID-19 numbers no senior esi etie enti anopa no we any information kakra ye de ebema etie for but the shares here with the Economy Times one carry story be pay one more say inflation to rise further as 15% transport hike kicks off. Story is saying the recent price hike in transport fare by 15% would exert some pressure on the country's inflation rate for the next couple of months and most likely off gear. The government last week announced 15% increase of transport fares after the transport operators have mounted pressure. But this current hike would also affect the Bank of Ghana's inflation target of plus or minus 8%, according to the Bank of Ghana. The baseline projection for headline inflation would remain at the upper end of the medium-term target band of plus or minus 8% to the end of 2020. Year-on inflation measured by the Consumer Price Index (CPI) for May 2020 was 11.3% from 10.6% recorded in April 2020. Raymond, what can I say last week? Now you didn't come up at the time. Numbers never out to say one more ebe increase first by 15%. We tried to find out why some transport operators had already started charging one more customers the 15%. Then I made the point to say, make see two first more adia misra and the prices of goods and services going up. Now, the Economy Times is telling us this morning, say, definitely it is going to throw off gear. A year government and the projection of why I said by the time a year I feel back when I read it, now inflation it should be hovering around plus or minus 8%. A idea a bit thrown off gear crap. But I'm thinking about the measures yeah, they to akwemu knowing very well say yenye economy say financial analyst, but we know say the moment the first be up on quadie aduane prices be esro the normal usual commodities are yet on the prices ebe kosuru because we be at the banchi efri yemfa say bia what if ajusu e bank kan say oba beto first ne kosuru per banchi bo be kosuru we be the engu e ba eno mani nyina ebo no e ba be kosuru. But measures by any idea to akwemu. I mean, nim the air cost so a metro mass. Because last time he didn't come on, the MD Nimayeti said they have been able to assure the drivers now they have gone back on the roads. But I know some metro mass there say prices no and as a first na ecoso compona they are able to maintain their fares to allow for people to board and enjoy the same rate and not enjoy previously. Metro as they should be to support workers now. When was the last time minimum wage ekosro? So first ekosro. When was the last time minimum wage ekosro? Number 2, aya lolo for no. One more irania na. No one more irania. First na ekosro no. Is it going to affect them? If they are able to maintain now. Sometimes, as much as we are calling on these institutions with a government control kakrano to stay their affairs, it comes back to government. At the moment, we all know the government in the revenue targets it's proving difficult some maintaining. Last week, Daily Graphic Mayeti said, one more target almost they missed it by some 427 point something million. One more target almost and as much as he say MMT any lolo phone will cushion public sector workers and even the non-private businessman no kwampo the deficit how is government going to cushion it wabra petrol prices in no esra na eko. I am hoping say some steps will be taken to ensure say nyina no and na 13 it was on Saturday and the kiki in meboa enti how do we sustain it? How do we cushion ourselves?
Well, Sammy, I think that OSHA increment in fuels and the piano a domino effect and definitely transport sector control a lot of Nema Ukuma, especially cutting of goods every BBR production no one. Otumo say definitely or more modern Yamanebano on by increasing prices and we there end users no definitely almost shift to bed no and as our increments no almost shift to buy a so. And so, I mean, in times like this, no, it is very difficult to control the market. It's very difficult to, impose certain caps because who be how or yet affected by whatever increment happens. But for me, no, I'm looking at it as government making sure, say, metro mass transport and ayalolo and as our public transport service no mudiabano. I think that it's high time government relook that model no more running, And for an institution that is supposed to, cushion Ghanaians and a certain level of protection when it comes to times like this, I don't think that they've been able to live up to expectation. I don't think that internal wrangling across the way they are supposed to. There are a lot of cars as we speak. Say maintaining or more as say, I know they've broken down. Even numbers now, I say, that's not the number we are seeing. Again, you have a lot of drivers who are claiming say empty or mocha. But you ask yourself, say, these are vehicles that are supposed to be plying different routes across the country. Is there a situation of mismanagement? Is there a situation of unkomfortable affairs? No, but affairs are not properly accounted for. Because when they started, it was supposed to have a certain system, a card system. But I got to a point, almost face you out, a card system, no. And accountability issues exist or and I think as a government to be in any chair. As for the price there, say private sector no more control is a particular transport sector, no. But these services are up and doing. They are professional. They are on time. Just say, prompt a bus service delivery. Just say you don't have any. You blink a bus number single. And it's an man. If they are able to, operationalize it to operation will cost you years. I mean, I think that it will take a bit of burden on, some of the commuters, because we share a lot of market women, or more form of goods, and most of these buses are also supposed to do trans-city movement. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. I think that if we are able to fix that part, Nadia, it be a bit cushion kaka. But that notwithstanding, I think that the government transport system, metro mass, there are too many issues there. I think that transport ministry should be up and doing it. We'll have an efficient transport service. But I mean, I'm expecting next pricing window na so I'm expecting the fuel prices to go up again. And even for us, driving and car. So I mean, we're also taking the blow. And if you even decide and I will park your car for alternative, because of COVID-19, you have to bite the bullet and stick to your car.
What happened to this BRT thing that we were supposed to do? What happened to the BRT?
So I mean, BRT, I think the kind of operation now now. I think it was always going to be difficult because of your traffic situation in Oklahoma and how the roads are. So I mean, we are all competing for some very tiny stretch of road. And so we share the dynamics of road infrastructure now. So I mean, it doesn't give you the chance to roll out such a plan and get the perfection that you would want. I'm not surprised it hasn't lived up to expectation.
It's interesting, Raymond. Our conversation with the two things about my dream. The railway sector, and it's something which I noticed at various toll booths. Do you remember when they started the Tema motorway, the Accra and the other side,
Yeah.
One more introduces some automated system. The moment you pay, those things are not working anymore.
Yeah.
They're not working anymore. The point you made about Ayalolo and Metro Mass at the point of introduction, now a card system be any issue. And now, what am facing even at the toll booths, and it says it can be Kobe bottom. Say a be Kobe bottom because you see, there's a number of times at the end of LFT, there were cameras.
Yeah.
I will hold them. And see, LFT, it can count the number of cars I became with that day, but with that thing absent, when you see what printing on one cards, because when I will drive the mawa, you don't even take a look at what is on that paper. No. And see, the mawa only power you would never know. Yeah. I don't know whether we intentionally destroy the things to make way for us to have our own ways of manipulating the system. I don't know, but that's what we've been doing. Tama Accra railway line. It was really helping. Women, the number of people you find on that train. I want to pack your car. I see one so I move full train there back by 5 p.m. We're not full train back to Tema. That railway service, where is it? Accra home. What is it?
Well, Sammy, I think to be fair, Kakra, no, I think that the railway minister, no, or complaining a few weeks ago, sir, as a COVID-19 who says no, just it slowed down a lot of projects and now more person rolling out in Yama. And say, Sammy, we find ourselves in a situation where Rebecca said we are not in normal times. It's a railway ministry in there. You better pardon no more Kakra. Say you send an Yama corner. I think it be a pandemic. Yeah, man, the benefit of the doubt. It's a pandemic.
But it was the same railway ministry. And a woman, Tema Kra. First day, a woman, launch at the end. And I did really. And a copy of water, a copy of more in South. To say, really, I don't want to know somebody bullet train the brain. Yeah, sir, Nina time. Sir, Nina, no, see, I will be asked COVID-19. Will be asked COVID-19. Yeah. I say, yeah. What going to agreements be a implementation time now 2020 and now 2020 so now COVID that be into foreign partners in your man if you deal with crab and in your man abe ejumano stand still into I mean the yama more benefit of the doubt but I'm hoping say in the not too distant future no we'll see development our real sector no now your own development our road no kasa now you who say fuel prices no so no be better to me akoso ana but Sammy me was story back one pay na me pese ye check quickly now story they say Sanitation Ministry presents 5 pickups to Ghana Armed Forces for enforcement of environmental bylaws as part of efforts to maintain and sustain good sanitation in major cities across the country. The Sanitation Ministry and Water Resources, the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, in partnership with Zoomlion, has donated 5 pickup vehicles to the Ghana Armed Forces. The move is to enable personnel of the Ghana Armed Forces to monitor and ensure compliance with environmental bylaws in the national capital, Accra, and other regional capitals in the country. Making the presentation at the forecourt of the Director of Public Relations, Burma Camp, Accra, on Friday, 10th June. 10 June and 10 July. It should be. I'm sure it will be July. Mrs. Cecilia Abena Dapa said, "We are by this gesture appreciating the efforts of the Ghana Armed Forces in the fight to ensure clean environments in our cities." She said that it was imperative that Ghanaians strive to practice good personal hygiene and observe good sanitation practices. So, I mean, in our pursuit of general cleanliness, we should behave like animals who always keep their environs clean, the Sanitation Minister and Water Resources Minister suggested. So, I mean, but we should behave like animals, because I know a pig. Speech in the minimum power trust as speech, but some particular part in the we should learn to behave like animals in there. So, I mean, I even see that I take it as an insult. Because, Sammy, if you know a pig doesn't have absolutely anything to do with sanitation or cleanliness. Sammy, what am I saying? And say, that alone, no, you shouldn't tell us we should behave like animals. That aside, no, I think that, I mean, sanitation, who's and assembly, and Oko capital, Oko Accra, Sammy, the field. And I've always said, I mean, there are issues, Yankasa as Ghanaians, we take a lot of things for granted when it comes to sanitation and cleanliness in Yama. So the part I say all contribute, I think that they have also slept on the job to a certain extent. Those who are supposed to help, Zoomlion or more, any other ones, so I mean, I am sure there are challenges because if you look at filth and say you ask yourself, say, who collects it? Where is it sent after collection? How do you make sure, say, consistently, you are getting the filth out of Bibiamu Kritiegu? And say there are a cocktail of issues affecting sanitation, Ankasa, from Yankasa to Omo I saw manage waste in Yamano. I mean, presenting cars to military, say Omo enforcing bylaws there. I don't know how much of an impact I bet to me here at this time of the day. I don't know, but well. More patches say efforts are more kakra say never fight field. I think that there are fundamental issues that have to be dealt with. There are lots of issues that have to be dealt with if we can actually win this fight against sanitation. So what would the military be doing?
say bylaws were until on enforce bylaws no. According to they will make sure say there's a lot of patrols. Technically, no, omuma okadia and they say omuya patrols be free. Now, omuma making sure say people are not doing things they are not supposed to.
Nti ADNT ena yewo bylaws wo ho. ADNT ne yewo sa AM4 team now wo call inspection no. ADNT are they even there? I remember the time we shano you from Asaman for. Yeah, Saman for. One more bar, they will enter your house, they will check your kitchen, they will check your gutter. And so you see, I grew up in a compound house. And see, will be a sorry early in the morning, you to tree a gutter move, or a two ball egu, you to tree a bathroom because they can enter into your bathroom. And then some for no more hefa. Those inspection officers, no, where are they? We are bypassing all of those people to say, oh, you see, I'm military phone, you don't buy a my way, say. Meanwhile, wait, the same military and the Ghana police were supposed to be on the roads to ensure we comply with COVID-19. Yeah, who are more kind of so? It's military for and you do mobile Jumanana. So one back a man for fee, so one back a Googleshi, some back a cycle. You know, this country, some of these gimmicks we must stop them. When people have been assigned roles and responsibilities to perform, ya more Juma, what Juma and brother see. So we will empower the person. Look at how NDC had to suffer. And Sana Nansiano, Kasibine, Sikaka Krebi, Echo. But for 4 years, they have not been resourced. They have not been endowed. And then military mommy do mobile day, a sanitation project. The AMA tax force, woman market, they can't do. Sanitation officers, you know, Raymond, go and find out from the assemblies. Go and find out from them, say, what pertains there. Maybe even giving money to recruit people to ensure you see as inspection officers. Yeah. But that money we use to buy that car, it can pay salaries of maybe 10, 15 people.
True.
But they see, and the soldier for, and then sanitation, wajuma. Apa!
Some people say a lot of people fear military.
No, Raymond.
Raymond.
We used to fear the. We used to fear yes, we used to fear them.
Yeah.
Because on the Bible, they used to wear some white thing. What you want court?
Yes, I mean, I'm sure say sanitation ministry so almost share military almost fight just among some efforts so promoting cleanliness in any manner. And some person also the necessary logistics and a cook room now almost more enforcing them because Ghanaians generally
you know what I fear,
military. Yeah.
We will let Ghanaians become familiar with the military.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why the Ghana police is not able to enforce these things is because we are familiar with the police. We know how to deal with the police. Oh, police there, 5 Ghana, 10 Ghana, 20 Ghana. The people we dread the most, I was saying, the last resort, no, operations, and claim for more shareholders, about the critical say, about the issues of national security, issues of, and no matter what's near the one, then they come and instill the discipline and the fear, no, and then the people will now begin becoming so conversant with the police, with the military, almost about 50 Ghana, about 20 Ghana, about 100 Ghana. Then now is the last resort they used to. Yahoo, Operation Vanguard. We saw how some of these officers were compromised. What's the other name? That other team. We saw how military officers who are the last resort, they were compromised. Some of them. And sanitation, the people become familiar enough there. Now there is nobody a last resort in this way either. Hey. Anyway.
Sammy, my main final story, no. Okay. My final story, no. Development course over the weekend and statement NPP okay, Dr. Mustafa Hamid or your deputy manager NPP 2020 campaign team message or the buy I'll say campaign on our record, not opponent's gender or ethnicity. NPP to party communicators. Now the new Patriotic Party campaign team has asked its communicators to desist from attacking political opponents in their campaign. This question comes in the wake of former President John Dramani Mohammed's selection of Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman as former education minister as his running mate. The team reminded communicators to refrain from making references to their opponent's gender, ethnicity, or religion while campaigning. So I think that message is in the right direction. Because I think that it even goes to both political parties. And coming from the NPP, I think it's a huge statement. Because in the wake of former President Mahama announcement of running mates, a lot of things have been said, a lot of attacks on gender, a lot of attacks on other issues. So I don't think that going into an election, these are the things we should have been focusing on. And some of the discourse I don't think they're pleasing to the ear. And I don't think that these are things that are supposed to be said for politics. I think that a very timely message, Dr. Mustafa Hamid Ediaba, and I'm hoping communicators across board, whether it's the NPP, whether it's the NDC, I think that we should have a very clean campaign going into the election. We should have very decorous language. We should have it should be devoid of vituperative discourse. Left, right, center, name calling in your man. So I think that we've moved beyond that. We should move beyond that. And the message coming from NPP, they should also go to the NDC as well. I think that both political parties, some will make sure some of these attacks, free political campaign. So we are not in normal times, and I don't think some of these things, about political atmosphere. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of apprehension of Okrum has this year as we speak, and political parties are not going to have their normal way of campaigning in Myanmar. We are all going to go the online way and a digital way. And I say I'm making sure whatever goes out there. It is decent enough. It is sane enough. It makes a lot of sense. People would also pick vital lessons from comply with.
Yaka and same we say for political parties, and it's in the one more campaign. Raymond, the point you made is very correct, and I think right now, first, Nanke Beka said you named the President Kufuor obey. Now we know. Former President John Dramani Mahama, he's also an ex-president. We know what he has done before. It becomes possible to say, you better comparison. Now, take just no castle be 4 years there now. Also, you see, I will take your mum 4 years. And the issues about way free tribe, we say, we oba, we health, I say, all those things, we must put them aside and sector by sector analysis of what each of them has done. After all, these are people who are former candidates. Woman, and a flag bearer who is a president and a flag bearer who has been a president. They all know what goes into leadership. They all know what goes into ruling this country. And John Dramani Mahama, at the time, now progressively free SHS. We are doing. We promises over 200 free SHS buildings. I now see here. Okay, President Kufuor, we can so be free SHS. Why now? Now, why we are? About a year the economy. How far? About a year health sector. How far? Former President Kufuor, all these things, you found a sector by sector. That's your discussion. The situation where you're being common now, a year century, not a year at the attempt, not a feno, Bibia Airborne, Memosa Media Foundation for West Africa, Asha Sia, one more analysis of radio stations, and then one more attempt. Radio stations are one more use foul language. Radio stations are one more allow for more resource persons use bad language on air. And so far, Happy FM is not part of it. But I think that it's a commendable mover. I know say every year one more but I think this will be the time for us to one more issue tribalism, one more issue foul language, and one more campaign no NPP. My main comment so na Mr. Gideon Komo, where chartered economists, na many Komo and for issues are not pay bobo. And the fact said 15% first no it affect the economy in terms of inflation. The fact is that yeah, kasa, railways and how it also impacts the economy. Any final issue you're discussing and sana a year opinion ebo remuno. My yenny opinion ending common. Aja yamokwa ever happy 98.9 FM. Mr. Gideon Emisa and me engineer Humani so line no drop it. You better say yen sabe can be near fanum na you know atwa and come to train us. But you're trying to Raymond. Ghanaian Times reported story be. Was it 10 more SHSs hit by COVID-19? Mawuli School, Bishop Herman, Archbishop Porter Girls, among others affected. My main kind of story on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times on the page. Was it 10 more senior high schools in the country have recorded positive cases of the coronavirus disease, COVID-19, bringing the number of schools infected with the disease to 14. The schools include Maoli and Mauko Girls SHS in the whole municipality, the Bishop Herman College at Bando, the Dabola Technical School, all in the Volta region. The rest are Archbishop Porter Girls, Ahantaman Girls, the Beni and the Adiembra SHS, all in the Takwadi municipality, as well as Insane SHS and in Zima East District, and the Suhum Senior High Technical School in the Western and the Eastern District. And the Volta region, the Maoli and Dabala Technical School reported 3 cases of the COVID-19 cases at the Bishop Herman College, while a case at the Girls SHS. I'm going to yet Minia Gideon and Incomo Gideon. Aquama.
Yeah, Minia.
Now, I don't say,
Namia Dum Pajon also.
Anapay yedi enkomo efa aye first akosro na people back report say it would obviously lead to a rise in inflation. Yenim say mono eba ne say na mono motiti nsem na see na botimi chirechire mu. Me pacho ubetimi achirechire mu se ne first no adi inflation beba na inflation na de bakwampo na ni nsunsuanso ene sen.
Yo, me that's a Michel no message chetty for you. I'm saying, any factor in a bit debate on it so much. No crazy once fuel prices are cost. Obviously, inflation, and I say near my boy, Befia say, I'm an Musukakra. I'm also living survey, and I say inflation baskets now. I dear back in a womb pie, fuel price and transportation. She said, I don't know, cost affect the items now. I walk basket anymore. In Chimunina, say Ghana, any name say, never be an economy, no largely in transportation. So, we share food inflation, crying, and boss, the cost. I sometimes, apart from say, no a best case, and I said, Momo 20 and I bet my price and so cost. Enya kobase ya to TNT mo na se fuel la cost. Na se fuel no cost na se driver for na factor into, especially commercial drivers a factor into transportation pay. Obviously niema cost because ni plan ko fa niema beton no on so be fees profit ho akaka or pass it on to the consumer. Obviously ni there my inflation cost. So now say break a trade a year lockdown, it's artificial prices increments if you see by say and I say the phone na motion say demand no I say a cost probably bread rush so many there will fee and all those money ma boko so to share say inflation no your money muso kakra acha double digits. First rank a year less than 10%, but see, it obviously say, and this month, obviously by next month, time I'm report inflation, particularly for June or July, the money muso akoso. So largely your cost of living, and I say you seek a some. Said the Homebeka, the crime says, we Juma, you tell car with your salary. When him say, maybe I am 2 salary, your ma will increment and for so. But once cost of living, and I say over car a cost no account sikasem kakra. Maybe so we you more ton ade. That is a say one two price in the pay. It means that also first one we share on sabeka no. So ho beka kakra. We juma and I say wow juma na say who use maybe plants and they be use fuel a car near their cost of operation and also home back. And normally you see that it will be a pass on effect to the Bema Sebi Ahoche Kakra because of Yama Bona. One thing I who fuel price increment in inflation, the money musu kakra will level up. So within the medium, then we'll see that it will stabilize. But still, she can't on the value because
means other factors are coming into place here, discussing prices and inflation. Because of COVID-19, we have been told that a lot of the banks are nanka amount for a loan a free or the other tour and normal atoma Ghana for them. My understanding is that a lot of them gave some threshold be a one more demand, one more customer say, okay, moratorium be diamonti around this time you stay the calculation of your interest rate. My understanding is to say interest rates are not more GNM. To encourage and to stimulate growth in a more interest rates in above from some no more in feed into it sanka your expectations say inflation ebe kosono ebetimi stabilize kakra.
And say I don't know what she say banks no interest rates no perform largely because of COVID-19 impact so that their cost of operations be a loan so the be juma because the moratorium some lapses kakra be man say onya ho kakra said ya we with Juma na said ya udi sika no ebobra ebi akogye say odi hwe wa ho ofie so said ya bema cost no be conform kaka. But then again interest rates na one of the major factors are impacting on interest rates inflation rates, and then it says nem beji in says nema bo kosra na 100,000 swati. Banks, one of the key factors, in fact, the major factor, inflation rate. Inflation rate, Amani Musono, is Bank of Ghana a factor into the policy rate, and also a critical area, one shot now, inflation or akoso. Within the short term, a month or 2 years, one shot now way who impact ni be said their interest rates, another factor. But inflation there, once I see a fear, see a money musono, it will go to the extent of not even the interest rate, but sometimes a bigger impact on our exchange rate. It will share monetary sector framework. Said this central bank and a Bank of Ghana, a Boama economy, a grow, and I say a mine a tumpoa. Bank of Ghana Act and even your constitution. One of the major mandates of Bank of Ghana is to try and stabilize prices. Inflation. That is a major and I say mandate. Inflation there a very, very negative impact on mining. Obviously, OSHA current economic regime and I say NPP Abanya, one of their key strengths and I say where they shift to focus a monetary sector, they try to push the economy through the system. Some macroeconomic stability and some interest rates are from to share this current economic regime. Normally, almost say in Juma ebe kosro na true say cost of operation interest rate the cost na ama aba or minimum. On the other side, another regime, NDC, normally shifts focus on the sector. Say, abayan ang kasa, ebe boka anase, edisi kabe ura economy ni mu from Ministry of Finance and a budget system no in that area. And say inflation, if you say money mu so there. Then possibly the current economic regime will have to look at a lot of factors because they are more shifted towards the interest rate factor to push the economy. When say banks, a moratorium, and I say they are trying to reduce the interest rate, but interest rates, to mean so much from inflation because inflation is a major factor in determining interest rates.
Gideon, and a paper was so Jim Bernani Dinkomo.
Many am spent as if
Minia Gideon and what's in Casamino Edin Commando pay ye far in Edin Como FR the economy who you didn't come FR transport fares I call assume by 15% a bar into force on Saturday and on community. But yeah, call for sports, yeah, babaka. And Komobi or OCD. And I pay yeah, share yeah, NDC for one more campaign team, a one more day Atuja. I have Professor Joshua Anon, the assistant, Alex Sebefia, and the deputy. And come on, Afa, a political party. What campaign in our 2020 one more day, NPP before one more former national chairman, and Danum, one more our Lord coming as director of operations, and Mustafa Hamid, any other members of their campaign team. Yeah, Babaka, you did come on Afasa campaign teams in home. Now, you share what they bring to the table and how they are going to change the conversation with respect to a year 2020 elections. Yeah, virtual elections. Yeah, Babaka, Minia Jeffrey, the Graft Johnson, or your editor for the new publisher newspaper. Or Babaka and Sasazuna, Andy can come, editor for the informal newspaper. One also Babaka and Sa, you didn't come on after the campaign teams of the NDC and the NPP. One more strengths, weaknesses going into 2020 elections. Some idea, Raymond Yamado at the sports updates, no, Ebrahim.
And happy morning show. I'm happy 98.9 FM.
Sugusu UTM Radio. Happy morning show sports update and Bremo. Now Meshasia from boxing because Isaac the Royal Storm Dogbe or their tuja over via Twitter over the weekend said he see any day 21st July no Obe returning back to the ring. Now former WBO world champion Royal Storm Dogbe no or say on a American boxer a friend Chris Avalos and a particular bout no. Na omo patches send an yama corner there say a branch away to me started say or kuntokwa because it's been over a year since on in Navarrete Ekuya or lose on the title no kuntokwa and TCC he has to be getting back onto the rankings send a beya on bet me consider no for next mandatory big fighter because so it was our division no and TCC send an yama corner there on the Avalos awako 34 times I will win 27 I will lose 7 no or no and omobeko a branch away we did 30 years now Nkofododo na eka say akwa our experience here pa because we started boxing as far back as 2018 way na yantokwa Isaac the Royal Storm Dogbe or your announcement obeko na branch anangasa the assembly to justice see say na nema corner there or you motivated to fight again or say na nema corner or no ankasa or back into the ring I saw to me returning to winning ways because see ano we to me we call into deep retrospection what to me who say we share lessons over the last few years since he has matured now as a boxer as a there to Jano no say the maturity level there is and it drew to year pa and say 21st July there you be who Ghana near branch friend Royal Storm Dogbe in action yeah to also no former Minister of Sports, or yeah, MP for Dudu, your friend, Mr. Nilante van der Poel, the assembly to Joss, send a Niama Conepa, dear. On GDA say Isaac Siama, the tenor of office, no, to me, Abo Juma ye, or say, results are Nanka, Ama Omampini, edited to Jose on to me achieving, when to me achieve results, no, say, under Isaac Siama administration, no, sports sector, no, a whole significant amount of development in terms of stadium, Niama, more constructed, and a YE contractor, or money financial support by my athletes in this COVID-19 period. No, say Sanya Mani na akoso, but Oceania achievements part there focused on sports and football and other federations there. On to me and finding new cohort, the focus has been too much on sports, leaving other disciplines unattended to. Asema Neil and Tivanda po there too. Also, on your complaints from boxers, arm wrestlers, weightlifters, on your reports be into of on to me and deliver on a Juma president say on by na president ankasa de need the sports each year pa nti ye no wan kakra say of our sports minister just say on to me and boy Juma sena am expect say obepo Juma no way and ensema Nila Tevanda po no so e de atoja na ye to aso no Ghana ni branch ba ko afre no Kojo Asamoah say a report say enche bia be free Inter Milan because say no coach no lose confidence in the player because of the injuries no say a player ne there wa back to fitness there. But physical problems no eguso ewo ho nti oye one of the players Inter Milan ebe jettison at the end of this season. Diego Godin, Matias Vecino, and Sebastiano Esposito nyina ye players Inter Milan betumi aton at the end of this season. Now report say Kojo Asamoah the Turkish team my friend Fenerbahce omuni edi abante weti ye pa ye be hwe bibia discussions no beko. Now na a big day am Manchester City because and no UEFA banner your mom 2 years banner your mom say omo participate in Champions League no and a verdict never ba so 8:30 a.m. and a verdict never to me about 8:30 na GMT and 9:30 UK time. It's a verdict in the Anopea Nebeba say Manchester City omo banner your mom 2 years omo Champions League no uphold and I say omo yi every ho and when you na nsema efa omo club licensing and financial fair play infringements no almost fine almost 24.9 million and now almost 2 year ban and a cast court of arbitration of sport at the verdict in Beba. Now you to also know Manchester City over the weekend now more in devastating form because almost to me team your friend and hope your 5-0. Now shall branch your friend Raheem Sterling now our goals no me year to me a share 3 goals was a particular game no it is and Manchester City performing over the weekend. Now here to also know Chelsea almost Sheffield United this year. Now so much no McGoldrick and in branch no almost to me and make sure say Sheffield United then moving up to sit on the English Premier League table. Now see I send a mark on the Chelsea after losing 3-0 no see no almost at the third position here. But Manchester United let to me winning on match and the Chelsea be back to fourth position. The way any my also now Chelsea after the defeat no go for Bebrina no blaming on goalkeeper friend no Kepa Arrizabalaga go for Bebrina and see keeper with the onyade Kepa the onyade and to blame ni na omo de ma sa particular goalkeeper but to share in same no ma out of the top 7 clubs ni dia Chelsea can ho no omo consider the most number of goals ever competition no omo consider goals Kepa Arrizabalaga no Otumi I consider 42 goals this season and I keep 7 clean sheets into when you not say a branch with the Chelsea fans or much trouble and say on Yadia no then in statistics so say a branch no the modern ball and shed that and coin and I have question say o share Chelsea team now you kept an weakest link our team no and I said defense no and then goalkeeper and when a question I have beside Twitter and no power into automate what doing automate what doing a bread ewo sa jumedi we so call Twitter there over to me a join the discussion no now ya to also no match back so a course so now a Tottenham and Arsenal now I know not landing there be a course so now Jose Mourinho going into this game no to me and lose home game to Arsenal da now match ni chance and Arsenal a share first goal now Tottenham to me it kana or to me a peso with one more goal and to me win this game way by 2-1 you tell the Jose Mourinho I can hear after the game.
Clubs is always when the specific big club is the biggest rival historically from your club means the world and every club I've worked I wore the shirt day one and I feel what the fans feel. So I knew what Inter Juventus mean, I know what Real Madrid Barcelona means, I know what Porto Benfica means, I know what Tottenham Arsenal means. So I told that the players. I can imagine that Amazon will get it because they get everything. I told before the game, normally the team that wins derbies is the team where the players, they wear the fan skin. To be honest, I think they also did it. I think they also were competitive, they also gave their best.
Mikel Arteta, coach of Arsenal, and also after the defeat, or the assembly etuja. Yente dia Mikel Arteta, and also
Yes, I am really pleased and happy with the way that we play, the personality that we show to come in this round and put the performance that we put in, nullify them completely, high press them, just give the ball back to us, keep try to attack a low block, well organized. That is not easy, generated enough chances, but we give them the goals again. The first one, obviously, yes, and it's a shame, and at that level you cannot do it, and then a set piece that we conceded at the end when we had total control of the game.
How can you cure that set piece problem, because it keeps coming back to haunt you?
We will cure it. There is a mix of a few things that we are working on, and hopefully we'll get better at that as well, because it's really important in this league.
Mikel Arteta sema on also editu jano no na Arsenal dey set pieces dey omo to me and defend ye kra nti Mikel Arteta say on be hwe se na be ya on be to me solve that part of our game no na yeto aso Norwich omo successfully no they were relegated over the weekend after say West Ham match omo atwa by 4-0 na omo ye team bi ankofo bebre na Felix on be to me ability drop no but say na nyema akọ no dey Norwich dey on be come back to championship na wo hwe one game e course na Leicester any bem of share no Leicester e win this game no 4 goals and a Burnham of share Omutume by 4-1. Now Leicester would have gone to third place. Omutume win this match way, but send a Nema corner the CC and the Omugina. Fourth, Manchester United win the Umbeko back to fifth position. Now, sir, any discussions are also our English Premier League num. Now, Osha and that match is because our EPL num. Now, Osha Manchester United and Southampton. That match because 7 p.m. A lot is at stake for Manchester United. That was Arju Media Wemu. Now, Ralph Hassan Hotel team no almost on my back from year party. A best as I game no beko and then you may now cost pay now. Messi managing the 20th assist over the weekend. Barcelona to me Edicha Valladolid by 1-0. See I said and Neymar corner there. Barcelona the pressure now to Real Madrid too. See I 1 point between both teams with Real Madrid having an outstanding match. And then Real Madrid to me Eche Granada there and on maybe a 4 points lead at the summit of the Spanish La Liga. Now 3 matches per NRK so to me boss in a season no be by year. Now Osha other results. Sevilla echa Mallorca by 2-0. Atletico Madrid almost Eche Betis echa by 1-0. And the way and key results I copium was Spain over the weekend. Now in that match is because was Spain. Now Osha Alaves any Hetafe Besia, BRL any Sociedad Besia, not Granada any Real Madrid so almost at 8 p.m. and then now you call Italy so matches Bibrena and of course so Italy. Now Osha sena games no call any dia in for Bibrena and I'm to me and Fakoto and Young Quine over the weekend. Juventus and Atlanta now some match no 2 penalties and Ronaldo converted ya Juventus etumini Atlanta ebo 2-2. Now Osha another match of course so Napoli ni AC Milan and also a big game of course so over the weekend. So game no so ended 2-2. Now Frank Kessie 73rd minute penalty to me a draw game no level to 2-2. Sa and as I game no choir. Now Lazio so more second spots in there. I'm winning first half thanks to a Luis Alberto goal. My second half to me share 2 goals. I'm poor form after the restart no Eguso Elcoso. Lazio to me Lucio by 2-1 against Sassuolo. Until Chelsea and league table no what they are. Juventus are open 8-point lead at the top of the table send a Nema corner there and Chebia no Juventus on bet to me I return Scudetto win it last season no now year to us no na match back because Italy and Inter Milan and Torino and Besia some match because 7:45 and anyway now you call Formula 1 there over the weekend no na Styrian Grand Prix no a course so na Styrian Grand Prix no course no na Lewis Hamilton and Otumi winning the 85th career Formula 1 victory to me and 85th Formula 1 victory over the weekend. That was Styrian Grand Prix. Now I'm for Bibrina expectation on betting Aji Saturday away because of the performance or Danny Dier practice and qualifying. Now Oshesen and Nema Koy and the teammates are friend of Valtteri Bottas or no and a toss second a branch a friend of Max Verstappen of Red Bull no or to me a toss third into 1-2 for Mercedes Max Verstappen to me a third spot no for Team Red Bull. Now, Oshesen and Neman Kosudia, Hungary GP and Hungary Ring, and the next destination for Formula 1 this weekend. Now, Oshed there two Ferrari dia, a branch of friend Charles Leclerc, or to me, I apologize to the teammates, a friend of Sebastian Vettel. After say at the start of the race, no, or Motume collide here, and Leclerc crashed into Sebastian Vettel as see a drama, of course, we of Ferrari need so we need and so catch two drivers no retire ama omo into me and pick points bia was a particular race we mo na Oshesen and Nema Cornelia Lewis Hamilton to see ano 6 wins away from Michael Schumacher record of 91 wins in Formula 1 na Oshesen and Nema Cornelia to me ekuswa winning games in there and obeba be surpass Michael Schumacher record no see ano there Valtteri Bottas teammates no open 6 points lead our championship table no so going into this weekend's round of races. Now very happy morning show as sports sorry to know. Now some at the discussion no better also.
It's a new experience. It's a new feeling. Happy 98.9 FM. We listen right now. 98.9 FM. And Nijiangwa.
Every June 30th, Aircrono, Abato Commission, Ebeshasia. Oman food. So what do you feel should do what train the brosa? Kaisa Obaqua Chirudi. Esan said, what bar will better and no any to me. Or quite back who with me after to about so and said, this is what you would do. We hear some woman and fear night bio at Caho. But what timidity yet do one and what kind of crazy?
It's learning time! To all moms and dads out there, we have brought school to the radio. Parents, the Ministry of Education, GES and GBC, with support from USAID, have started an exciting new radio education program to help your child to continue learning to read at home. It is the Ghana Learning Radio, the reading program. Some of your favorite primary school teachers will take you and your child through exciting, interactive, and easy to follow radio lessons that will contain stories, interactive games, riddles, and humorous characters. We have 2 sessions of reading for B1 to B3 for your child from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, with repeats on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Think of it as school on the radio. During this outbreak of COVID-19, stay safe and enjoy a whole new way of learning. Tune in to the fun, 10:30 a.m. on all GBC radio channels nationwide. We are waiting for you. Learn to read, read to learn. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education, GES, GBC, and supported by USAID. Repeat on Tuesdays.
Auto fix it right. Bring your car, we'll fix it right now.
And of course, Mumienka, the crew has got what Michelle here for the big power. Masa, Uja for cow, to Muda, I can't that one, and we put accident no. What they call auto fix. Now, auto fix in the car that the blue one is a who wants a can and one see a car, any accident, a man is some one more SCC automatic and a manual. One year engine tuning, overhauling, one more installing air conditioning, and what come FSC and your water chill. Now you shall often spray, heavy. What car could do why you have so how be I able to see at the amount. All your general servicing, Emma Kirbia. Fisher Auto Fix Engineering Ghana Limited, a cheap pine, our Kanishi Odoko Highway, or Bay Accra Academy, Royal Filling Station, a cheap and Alfred 0302 979 424 0233 282 421 and a 0244 282 421. Auto Fix.
Hey, sister, won't go over to a Donko hand sanitizer. Edu. Hey,
Dr. Kweku Otiada Roma. Na me to be a coachama me fearful. I'm obeying.
What can say more? Madam, me pacho, my so 5 and come there no why. Now said ya mom for a Donko hand sanitizer. Tumuno. Manya stadia, waba from a jam. A sentence, sir, bush for the agrobed. I know they are no crap about a Donko hand sanitizer in Sudi. Aqua do a woman in Echino. And 7 to me germs and bacteria 99.9%.
A Donko hand sanitizer.
Ubenya do pharmacies, chemical shops, supermarkets. Angel TV ni Angel radio stations bebrebe broadcast network ase no e wo Ghana ha ba bia wo komu so a wo benya bia to wo mu otu bebre no e betimi akokuma se kronoma bo hia Adonko Company Limited factory hwa one fra 0244 18 12 and 0244 71 92 30 and 0244 83 22 86 FD I just a dreading cratomu ajatumu se eye
Ghana bako to bebiom obronya busumi mu menyi wu emfri saa na montuo ya ye de besesa o my Ghana tebia eyemfie na biom ayede ema nana na se saa yo betimi abaso de a na wa ba wo beto ehu hia pa kwotwere wudin se de betimi ato aba moma ye nyina emotwie na ye konkwotwere yedi ayo se kwan ba ko pa wo betimi afaso ato aba se wo betwere wudin na wa ba wo beto no so ebetimi aboa atenetire o my Ghana ye hyebre ewo kwampaso kai se eyemfie nan ayede ema nana na emomu no ne edi kan ene se ewo se wo ko kwotwere wudin
Busumi July, automobile month, our GMABC, Kaise, YFM, Happy FM, ETV Ghana, and the brands are winning and this age me di bro. Say now do cardi akoba danida, a home commodro, sinisi license car ownership, maintenance nimun komo, and yet the down. Busumi July, so you'll be on the counter, and yet the camo, never me DM at you for accessories servicing, home communina, honey bit dinner, and with TV so, radio so, and digital platforms are holding in us. Kayo, GMEBC Automobile, a Busumi July Yana, any of the air somewhere. Coswati Happy FM, YFM, ETV Ghana, Nian Sumosum Papa. So, also snare for 020-2222-095 and 0242-884-571. Automobile month in July.
Information technology has brought massive changes to our society. Be an active part of the change IT is bringing to our homes, offices, and community. Learn an IT course to guarantee your future income. Enroll now for Balsam's online IT courses in software development, graphic design and animation, Certified Information System Auditing, CISA, hardware and networking, and CCTV installation and networking. Our flexible online and on-site IT courses enable you to study any time of the day. Our qualified and experienced lecturers will also guide you to excel. Call Balsam Institute of Science and Technology now on 0501-566-262 or send us an email at admissions@bit.edu.gh to register for your online classes. Balsam Institute of Science and Technology, training leaders and innovators for the future.
Time was so. Anne, every year do say Ghana ni baby ara wedding free schedule watwe airport no. Wo kokko twere wudi say de obetimi ato aba. Moma yembo twimo trade. Na yendi abato commission hyehyɛ a wode egu akwan mu efa COVID-19 yare ehwo no so. Na yenkonko twere yedi say de obetimi ato aba ma ya kandifo a wo mo hwɛ atenetene omayi hyebre ewo kwan paso. Kayo ese eyemfie na bioma yede ema nana. Na ehyasie efri eda a wo betwere wudi. Wontimi ento aba. Tise wo yobi a waso sa wo to aba. Na afa su kwan ba ko pa wo betimi afa so ane se tise wo twere wudi.
Happy FM. So we'll cast a feeling over there. And yeah, a happy morning show. I will happy 98.9 FM.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had some ducks.
Yamvita moment na Yamvita yebisa say over 86 months and above and is your baby getting ready for solids and you say make it easy for Obano because after na oba bedi eduane a edi kan nti e so man eduane a e be easy on the time no na enkofa problems via embreno enu nti e na ye kanfo Yamvita instant cereal with milk amount milk e wo mu dada nti enya afi na okoto wi akwa akopem milk a ode ba beye ne yɛ so ɛnyɛ den koraa deɛ wohia ne sɛ wode nsuo na wode amexe ama wo ba no na Yamvita no it is easy to digest ɛna yɛsan so ama Nutri-V a ɛyɛ essential nutrients and minerals vitamins ahyɛ mu fine ama wo ba no nti vitamins no ɛne minerals no ebi ɛte sɛ iron zinc ɛna calcium a ɛbɛma wo ba no grow deliciously. Yamvita instant cereal wei yɛwɔ mu mmiɛnsa yɛwɔ wheat and milk yɛwɔ wheat maize and milk ɛna yɛsan so ɛwɔ rice and milk nti yɛkamfo Yamvita ama wo sɛ wochoose Yamvita na you are guaranteed a great feeding moment. Yamvita, a delicious way to grow. Na ene de amede brewa ne say yedin kan aka say o so oba no odi 6 months ekwa ansa wa start say woman no solid and asa wa start say woman no Yamvita instant cereal maybe. Na sometimes no akwala no mu ni a ye kra ye rate me fi say o baby kra we di how many months ni ade ene ma obetumi e de ahwe mu say oba no we di 6 months na ye ready so opese odi eduane no ene say wobɛhu sɛ ɔba no otumi tena ase ɔno nko ara etumi tena ase yie kyerɛ sɛ ne to agye fam saa na ɛyɛ mpanyinfoɔ ka no wobɛhu sɛ ɔba no sɛ wodidi a ɔno nso pɛ sɛ odi deɛ wodi ne bi saa so ɛna wobɛhu sɛ ɔba no ne kɔn gyina so ɔhu sɛ ne kɔn no ndenkedenke sɛ ɔyɛ baby na wontumi mfa ne ntena hɔ no nti sisi a no wode ne tena ase a ne kɔn no gyina kama nti ɔtumi control ne ti no ɛno so ɛyɛ one tip a wobɛtumi ahwɛ saa so ɛna wobɛhu sɛ woba no edidi more than 8 to 10 times ɛno ɛna wobɛhu sɛ woba no wayɛ ready asesi ano nofoɔ na wode ma no wode ama ne saa nofoɔ nko a sɛnea doctors ne nurses recommend no 6 months no wewie nti no sesi ano wobɛtumi ama woba no Yamvita instant cereal ama nedi na yɛnka sɛ twa woba no nofoɔ at 6 months daabi wode bɛka ho nti woma woba no nofoɔ no na woma no solid food ɛyɛ Yamvita instant cereal no wote aseɛ na mekae mo sɛ Friday mutie program ni yio Friday mummies and daddies mo wɔ mba nko adeɛ a wei ɛkɔma mo yɛkyɛ mo hampers fɛfɛɛfɛ Yamvita goodies bebree ɛwɔ mu a mobɛtumi aba abɛgye na mode akɔ fie ɛyɛ free hamper no yɛde kyɛw kɛkɛ tie show no nti bisa questions mmiɛnsa na wotumi yi ne nyinaa no a na wɔawi ne hamper no mesan kae wo sɛ wobɛtumi atwa picture of woba a ɔdi Yamvita no na watag yɛ ɛwɔ happy HMS ɛwɔ social media na yehu picture no nti yehu a sɛnea ɔba no didi na ho keka ne adeɛ no ɛno koraa so betumi ama wasan ewi ni hamper mesan so ɛde tips na mede brɛ sɛnea ndɛm aka kyɛw sɛnea ɔbɛhu sɛ ɔba no di 6 months no wayɛ ready so ɔpɛ sɛ ɔdi Yamvita no anaasɛ solid food no saa na de bia mede tips no ebi ɛbɛbrɛ nti ɛnɛ aha na yɛbɛsi na mekae mo sɛ Yamvita no wode bɛma ɔba wodi 6 months and above easy to digest it is easy on the baby's tummy na Yamvita instant cereal no the milk ɛwɔ mu dada ɛna yɛsan so ahyɛ no Nutri-V no a perfect blend of 16 essential vitamins and minerals iron zinc calcium ɛka ho a ɛbɛyɛ ensure sɛ ɔba no ɛnyi fɛfɛɛfɛ Yamvita instant cereal no yɛwɔ mu mmiɛnsa yɛwɔ wheat and milk yɛwɔ maize wheat and milk ɛna yɛwɔ rice and milk nti sɛ wochoose Yamvita a woma ɔba no duane ɛyɛ ani gye sɛm nko a Yamvita, a delicious way to grow.
So we'll cast a video in mobile da. And yeah, and one happy morning show. I will happy 98.9 FM.
It's been the experience on Happy 98.9 FM. So far, it's been good. Jenny here starts here and how far. I know, sir, it's been a great morning staying with the Happy Morning Show team. In Cransham, headlines of the newspapers now. Getting the right resource person said in common. Discussions now feel quite and we discuss the issues dispassionately. No partisan views expressed on the show. If you open the question is there, patch on my feeling and goes on in the Happy 98.9 FM. But how has been the morning? What shall I say? driving. Are you observing the road traffic regulations? And it's key. It's important because sometimes you can road traffic regulations. There are people who walk by the roadside. One more phone, one more so Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and one more here. Into a chocolate papa or if you have safety and who hear me. Who chocolate more, Kemu baby a zebra crossing a one. Kemu baby a footbridge a one. And let's all be safe out there, baby a year could be. Who driving out with him, I will see dots in the box. Send Koda at the Canima, a moment naturally, a moment in any mood. And keep them safe whilst you're driving. Stay off your phones whilst you're driving. And let's all be safe out there. Catch us, bear some work a crowd. It's making sure so. Ties Nensuno, many as I read a chick a crab. Now, Ubo breaker at Timiachi is sure to talk, and it's a super break Nana as a percent talk a crab, a pound a crab. Now, Ubenya says, Crazy P. Jeffrey the Graf Johnson, where editor for the New Publisher newspaper. Sansusuna Andy can come where editor for the Informal newspaper. We might come and sign up. You didn't come after the various campaign teams of the NPP. One more strengths, one more weaknesses, what they bring to the table. How the 2020 elections is going to be with the people who are spearheading their campaigns. But you didn't come here, you see, hand sanitizer who here. You say, Brennan, I'm on course, so I feel I'm motor hand sanitizer. No, who say, oh, a brand TB, SWA, dear hand sanitizer, bear me, you be a gum, no tobacco, so what to hand sanitizer. Sometimes they don't meet the standard. Standard in the same. There should be about 70% alcohol base our hand sanitizer. I want to know. How do you know? But so I don't call original hand sanitizer. You are guaranteed quality hand sanitizer. Aloe vera rejuvenate your skin, sweet skin, healing skin, and so. I don't call hand sanitizer. And one will be used to, and one is usually happy from having the patch up. One more hour 125 ml, one more hour 200 ml, and one more 5 liters. Companies, I'm a person bomb or workers mobile. The patch bits me out to be now most more use. I don't call hand sanitizer. Any issue with me, no more. I customize it at the amount with your needs. And you know, Monday come on, I was 0244 719 0244 186 612. Original hand sanitizer. Corompos room. At the phone with me on the pay. On the pay, who said, and as a man can say, Mystic and now Mystic. For at your call with me on the pay. Good morning to you. And good morning. Regards to mommy, regards to daddy, Mystic. Because I answer so a 2 automobile for some can't just a mini car. There's no car. Where you should car, papa, and one a 2 automobile console. Convenient platform for all clients to sell and also buy their automobiles. They deal in importation of automobiles into the Ghana market, direct purchase of vehicles from clients at fair and reasonable prices in times of emergency or urgent need for cash repayment made in maximum of 48 hours, vehicle sales insurance, and many more. Swapping of your car for a new one at fairly reduced price, authenticity and legal consultancy, car rental services, and swap of Toyota Land Cruiser and Land Cruiser Prado, CCTV installation, and many more. Never to over who more and Naji Apollo Road, opposite the Jemima Hospital, Takrali. One more website address at tuahiniautomobile.com. For more 0243 453 675 and 020 8680 108. One more website at tuahiniautomobile.com. When you're money commander, so we need. We know the come here, so show me our Facebook. I'm going to say no more is so colored to be. I have vitamin C and then media go awake prefer drinking water and more men. Then now COVID-19 in same year. But I wake prefer drinking water. Lubricate your system. Now the reason why I drink awake prefer drinking water is one. One more artistic crabby at the Coboa a year National Cardiothoracic Center work. Now the reason why many Recently, I've been going to the experience is not being idea me person me can wasem one mutis kan kakra e de kobo 1 million Ghana cedis national cardiothoracic center for eti pacho temi a no one national cardiothoracic center awe purified drinking water wo de bo no from 0262 351 251 na only mo ending command Dragnet application. I know the Dragnet application. For Google Play Store, install the application. And Ruby Abaso to be a bit at all. Now, one more our pharmacist on standby who are concerned. Effort dosage, effort adrenal water, and who should sound so. Who be someone? One match shown in our application. If I from 0240 024 455 and 050 164 6493. Dragnet application. I know, and I 23 minutes after 7. Happy 98.9 FM. And I was so egusu awutieno. And Comodiano Afeni Ebeshase. But yeah, wrapping up with our morning discussion and here from the newspapers. Because I mentioned, say, yeah, register more schools. One more cases of COVID-19. Ray, yeah, running up here in review segment. And Asana, Andy, and Jeffrey becoming Sanam. Now, person make comments. Be Asana Yeko.
Yes, I mean, I think that in as much as your students no go school, no, say your poor mobile, and very important. Say, safe even during this registration period. No, you have to make sure say, yeah. But one course over the weekend, I wasn't too happy with the tour by some NPP party executives to certain high schools.
Really?
Yes. In the name of monitoring exercise, I say almost person almost share say process and I think that was a bit worrying for me. And I don't know. Me who that of the NPP and in a post by Henry Nanabuachi, the National Youth Organizer, Emma Party, in a post he himself put up, also today in the Ashanti region, I had the opportunity to tour some senior high schools with the within the region, together with my regional Ashanti Regional Youth Organizer, Mr. Dennis Kwakwa, as part of monitoring of the voter registration exercise. Now, I'll say the process was very smooth in all the institutions I visited. The students expressed excitement for having the opportunity to register and show appreciation by voting for His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP. Now, Osha, they also supported it with pictures. Most of the students are Omote Auditorium, ya Omuni Omo Kasa. So, I mean, parents cannot go and visit their students at this particular point in time. Parents are not allowed. And this process and this exercise, of course, is supposed to be a special exercise on person with the capture students. I don't know why politicians should go to the schools again, say, Omoko monitor where, to the extent of even campaigning, say, go and vote to show appreciation in your mass. I mean, I don't think that's right. Ebia, Emrama Hunkwan. But I mean, from where I sit now, what we are talking about, I don't think that any political party, NDC, NPP, I don't think they have any business going to the secondary schools doing anything. It is wrong. And Nanabi should be called to order. He should be called to order. What he did, and having come with pictures in Yamano. So I mean, it was not the right thing to do. Especially in this time, I don't think it was right for him to do that. And say, Maker says, I mean, you can say about students who buy no. That's as much as possible, no. There's no reason for anybody to say, internet, certain issues coming up in Yamano. I think it's what going to be.
Well, Ray, I agree with you totally because my parents to me and campus and say you need almost status. And the parents be campus na say be our market wako baby na say wako any bia what the kwako sign kodano. And so I don't see why and how you know, Nana B and any team because of more in what capacity and no more call for inspection. No? Because I know say electoral officer, electoral commission for no 1 more year, there are party agents that are more representing the various political parties at the center. No, and definitely somebody would have been representing the party at that place. Number 2, and say I remembered last week there was an issue for political parties to stay out of campuses and Kodano prepare for examinations. You know, they should stay out of their lives now. Quarantine focusing not on mutual exams. You know. And where does this come in? You know, see, you can't say now. Yeah, we should be sure, sir, and say, I can a young Casanum would that hit internet and a school. What you say will be a recorded case now. Number 2, I be an woman campus 1. And our more team number 1 test. I'm here who say, oh. When we are negative about and in any case, whether you are negative or not, you are still successful. This and some of these things must happen. In Jan Kodano, to allow them to revise and go and write the exams. That's all. We have more time to conduct elections, to campaign.
Yeah. There's more time to campaign. I mean,
Anyway. Well, me and Jeffrey, Jeffrey, editor for the new publisher, or mention sounds Andy can come editor for the informal newspaper. One also so by and no aging come. But quickly, no, and Sunday Beshe and Comotution as a man can say, and he didn't come after the various political parties, the NPP and the NDC for that matter, the 2 major political parties. One more campaign team, one more upper, what they bring to the table, and won't come on any idea to pay. After 7, happy 98.9 FM, happy morning to Guzo. I feel if you until Hanum say, if you more but so there's this information I need to put across before we continue with our conversation. And it all has to do with our effort at combating COVID-19. And let me put this information across now. Yentwa and Komochucheno. So far, it looks like as a country, efforts at combating COVID-19, regardless of the numbers that are coming out, that are let me read a bit of that information for you. We worker the Telescope Campus journalist for a year. Telescope Campus journalist. And a yes, Ejuma we say. Now, one more Ejuma we no. One more air patch say globally, Ghana we are doing so well, so well. Now, Osha one more essay. Ghana has reached a great height by being the 3rd most recovered country in Africa after South Africa and Egypt. With the current analysis in Ghana, if one gets infected, he or she has an 82 concerns as to the rising numbers. It looks like we are being acknowledged for the enhanced contact tracing and the tester our on my NDC campaign team say recently they have Professor Joshua Alabi as their national campaign manager, Mr. Alex Segbefia as deputy campaign manager, Director of Elections, Lieutenant Colonel Larry Bevlo Latte retired, James Ajenim Boateng spokesperson. Mawina Treba and Margaret Anse are deputy campaign spokespersons. General R.S. Blay retired a strategic advisor to the campaign team. Other members of the campaign team are lawyer Sami Jemfi, National Communications Officer, Honorable Julius Deborah, former Chief of Staff, Mr. Kofi Tobi Kwache, Eka team na home. Sansuna Honorable Haruna Idrisi, Minority Leader, and so Eka campaign team na home. Honorable Hudiaya, George Oparado, Ambassador Sampiyale, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, Elvis Efiankwa, Samuel Fuswampofo, Ambassador Victor Smith, Comrade Joshua Akamba, Dr. Hannah Bisu, Mohammed Mama, Samuel Sapon, and Nana Amma Brown Kluche. One more enina eka campaign team one more ebe execute the 2020 agenda no. So what for NPP so one more campaign team one more day be execute agenda 2020 now. Mr. McMenu one more campaign manager. Deputy campaign managers Dr. Abdul Hamid Mustafa in charge of communications, in charge of mobilization, Dr. Efua Asabia Asare also in charge of fundraising, in charge of mobilization. One more and champion the course of the NPP going into the 2020 elections. Senam Dika Kaino, Minia Jeffrey Johnson, editor, Emma the new publisher. Andy can come editor ma the informal newspaper and pay one more and a ma any and come alpha campaign teams here me de atu dwa no Jeffrey, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's say
I'm doing maybe so.
Charlie, yes see a din come no 1 million years ago but yes mo na mo twa na afi no amafo ho hyeshi omo ba ye de betra no man ye bobo mo nsem no but has been business so far.
Cool. Yeah, COVID idea affect you be affect you be sales ni adverts crowd but when in there
adverts in ba it's really na mo so steady mo
you go so
akaba plan
I don't know.
Wow. But you guys are doing well. You guys are doing well. And I pay your shots in the no any COVID-19 any impact and yet to the point to say 2020 elections are yakwa in the campo campaign no bebrina like I say a virtual campaign. NPP before Adiomo campaign abetuja sanso na NDC for Adiomo campaign team ababetuja. Mama Andy Akwaba only the only editor wa Ghana hanum say ya we use sophisticated smartphones we need social media platform biya so. Did you this smartphones me Andy, good morning.
Good morning, Sammy.
Let's say. So I know say bibia no. I was say atoto na kwemu. Na o shati dey come on.
That's how I das. Also dey about time.
Na you are here. You are you know why? But
yes,
you know something.
This about time very new. And ko you.
Oh, say ko you na.
Me yamwa.
Jeffrey, on my phone chance you pay. So far the atmosphere in terms of the preparations towards 2020 elections, what are you saying?
Mr. with you for on Facebook, I'm just say all the next but 2020 elections now, because of COVID-19, and nobody will take it from us. It's say those days and by this time we won't say advert and campaign songs and cards. By this time they won't say artist you cry or be a president we are dropping any music or this support. But then because of COVID-19 I say we should them who but that can't be a source one because because of COVID-19 things have taken I should I slow we should say a course here but voter registration now me who say it as well by December day. You sure say na the atmosphere in here but the campaign messages and the rest no. But say be any but say be take shape. Up to I think we have about 5 clear months to elections. Until say no versus the atmosphere versus.
Who the body language of the political parties is saying?
So far, we shouldn't predict it. To me, predict it exactly because I say almost start here. I'm sure for now, but for all say 2020 there, it's an election year. Until you have that at the back of your mind and tells you, just puts you in the mood, say, at the end of December there, with me out to Abba. That's not monitoring and engaging. Say,
Andy, the political parties, so far, the who be an senior woman as to more and normal effort. But how the campaign itself is going to happen, no, it's another matter because it's more a virtual campaign. But see a virtual campaign now. Who say political parties no won't bet me a virtual campaign no. Say in case no idea.
And that's a I'm a chair for a chair. Many are Jeffrey, I have a share here.
But your bear mark and mamma, the other Jadam with you.
I have a boo in Samuel. As I may say, President Kai said, Yariani dear, we have to live with it. And we are not in normal times. And in Prepio Mogase, necessity is the word, is the mother of inventions. And so, Sa mass rally na campaign na either to your witness no muscle technology and I developed with every akutino campaign. Say parties need be started a yes and mano. And I am say Omampeni or yes some virtual we say be in Ghana for a dinkiton. You understand? And no be but I think, sir, yes, aside those technology-based campaign, Mampeniaka, sir, for not more than 100 Nina for so they are allowed. But Mimini is a mass campaign, a mass rally now, yeah, you won't be all mancha. Nase for no be basso and masso. Sammy, we are not in normal times. Yari, papa, from the experiences of Microphone, Omanya Bino, Omobana, Omo, Kamo, chilling with a story, and Yadia said Diago. Yari, so I show say congregation there and on Pekra, the Bia, Nipa Minu Bimobe congregation, Kakrana, or be Bowa, or be away. And Tina, Samia, as if him said, up to now, Microphone feel say Yariana Niho. But me, I can report be free to serve voter in Pandu to be precise. All the market women have thrown massa caution to the wind. They are not adhering to the social distancing protocols. Max the Niho, I mean, the belief is that this erroneous expression is, oh, the disease is for big men and our high profile people. That is not a situation. Okay, granted said it's for high profile people. I'm more to me at all in Nona because Sammy reliably almost in Nonu Bia or more hospital no more the world. A big call 12,000, 5,000, 4,000, 12,000. Now, Sebio, given your income bracket, now Yare so moon want me and yes, you can't to Ukwana by. It's a meme dear. I always say. Advice we should adhere to the safety and health protocols. Sabaya Yari will keep the lateral sure say the Ghanaian electorate, the general public will sacrifice their lives and make rally. Know very well rally ground before I leave. I made the contract. So, Sammy, the dynamics will change in terms of the campaign.
Yentimi Shasia to the substantive matter of the campaign teams, no, one weaknesses, the opportunities that are available to them, and what they bring to the field. As media men, no journalists, no, I'm sure so you do have your own, issues and Kamunyana you touch on within a minute or two. Headlines in the Bebre and Christa Trano pay Mihu Andy paper, Jeffrey Mihu so paper. So many paper stories and about the payer. I know, so you may have one that you may want to touch on before, and within 2 minutes, if there's a story you want to touch on briefly, a comment or two about any of the publications that any of the papers making, so I'm run it through. So I will do that for you.
Sammy, the reports of intimidations, some part of the country by the armed military personnel, which has caught the attention of the minority and other well-meaning Ghanaians. I don't think that it is proper, if indeed it is true. Precisely, Ukovuta regional, Clave, Honuta, Nive, Shia, and virus. No. You see, I know there, it's just a border town. Microphone biwaha abandoned so to go side. And so for reports say our military officers Etimi Boura Efiem said they are looking for now how do you determine whether somebody is a Ghanaian or Togo? Is it written on the point? Meanwhile, the government are provided right from the voter regional minister their communicators, and to us, almost to curb the spread, and now foreigners now more bano, Sabaya Monfa virus no na Togo, and Yabia for in Crawford Togo, or more breedy virus and or more exportiana. Then it is a deficiency on the part of our security.
So that's why they are beefing.
This is not beefing up. Listen, that is not beefing up. Why do you see sometimes timing in everything is very important?
But why do you have cause to doubt what they are saying? Why do you have cause? I don't know my own
Samisa Wuti Fiti, the paramount chief of the Afro tradition, Obai, Bekasai. Ma Abam Penny for Boom Omokoye. I said, no, I'm not against the government of the day. I can't say that the government of the day. You see, and Sami, that is my principle to my philosophy. I won't sit here and say, Nanado, Abaino, I wish them evil, they shouldn't succeed. Unlike we witness, Master, as an opposition party, you must wish the party in power, say one failure or unfailure, I won't remember. But that's not the way I be Bugamayo. Nanado, Nina Ban to Niamay. Now, some menu pump, now ye 20 cities, now ye car, yama, Master, kudos. But so much in a year, constructively. And that is the operative way. Constructively, we will criticize them. I'm not talking about insult, engaging, name calling, in as yes. Somebody can say, it is rife, it is there. I told you the weaker, I was in the region. I drove to apply myself to witness. I mean, I just want to buy some pure water, sachet water, and then Moframba me diagram, the presence is unusual. No, Omo Dimika. So they can say Ghana, that is the most in the build up to the 2012 elections. Let's Ghana will not die. We will not die. We will go into these elections, we'll come out very strong, united. We emerge, and Ghana will move on. So these antics of intimidation in Asifo, I don't think that is the calling of the security services. You understand me?
But the argument say the voter region is not the only affected region.
Oh, Master,
all the border towns, we are told by the defense minister, say have had their fair share. Even the northern regions have got more numbers than the voter region.
Sammy, that defense minister's press conference he held came out and painting the picture as if the deployment was all over the country wasn't true. I can tell you, we have our sources within the military. That was after the backlash, and he realized that no, even that one, I mean, as somebody, a student of security and intelligence, he gave out so much information. Why? You are not under any duress to come and be giving fine details of your security plan. What is it? It is not done. It is not done. That should tell you that, listen, he came just trying to watch whatever. Sammy, until the press conference now by here to portray, said the deployment was all over. No. It was only the eastern towns of particularly Volta, Oti, Northern and Asefo. So, media can say, Sammy, these armed military officers shouldn't go into people's homes if you say we to strengthen our territorial borders in Asefona, fine.
All right.
But don't go into people's homes and that is not what is expected to be.
Animida say, Jeffrey.
I will take a leaf from what he just said. In fact, say military men are deploy what to do irregular and now we should be very careful. And now there is the need for us all to get worried because normal and I say still on security, but say somewhere in the region we patches are cry have say as police in being so akoboma maybe assume after at the polling at the registration center. Yeah. All these things say and I know said the police guys are investigating it until share the results from the but in all of this the moment I say we are all Ghanaians and a national exercise for good. Be any about I say on your Ghanaian and I say we are but deliberately you're very careful as a nation. What is the need of the military? What is the need of the police if they would tend to those that they have to protect? Start here at any intimidation, and then what is their presence? What's the need of their presence?
That statement, of intimidation, only Andy can want to mean. We are also hearing, I think I've heard some members of the minority, especially, making the point say people are coming out in their numbers to come and register. And if the people are intimidated, how then do they come out to come and register?
There's also another issue we have to investigate because ensure that there is
because I think it was one of the constituencies and whether Okujata Blackwa area how baby and I heard say and machines are and now they have had to give some days and I hear the numbers who come and register now. And how can the people who are intimidated come out to come and register?
There was a specific mention to Honuta. It's a border town. That's when you are driving through Akwepe, Tanyigbe, Shia, Klave, those areas. You understand? The Honuta area there. That is the specific mention that people are entering. But with that of North Town and the rest, I think there was this issue of getting the code from the EC to operate the machine. There was some delay, and so that occasioned the late start, for which the EC has made provision for to extend the date. So, Sammy, we are still in the period of registering, and I think that the EC will not do anything to deny people from registering, ultimately to disenfranchise them in voting in the upcoming election. So, Sammy, I won't get it right every day. Yeah, we are learning, and so the political parties too. They should exercise some restraint. Yeah. Because both sides, sana, or baby, or because of mine Ghana
all right. Yansha and competition no ase and Parafina do feeling at 200 mini Andy can come the editor for the Informal newspaper and Jeffrey DeGraft Johnson were editor for the new publisher. Yet and come after the campaign teams of the NPP and the NDC going into election 2020. So I feel I do feeling to her. Akwaba. Obeti do adwin chere abraham your WhatsApp line is 02022220067. Now also the Odia Abraham. NDC campaign team, the Podano Professor Joshua Alabi, or National Campaign Manager, Alex Segbefia, and a Deputy Director of Operations, Lieutenant Colonel Larry Latte, James Ajenim Boatin, a campaign spokesperson, Deputy campaign spokesperson, also Margaret Ansey, also the same position. General R.S. Blay retired as a strategic advisor to the campaign team. Julius Debra Kofi to be quite Haruna Idrisu, Sami Jenfi, Woko NPP side, Peter McMahon, campaign manager, deputy campaign managers, Harry Mustafa in charge of communication, Lord Coming in charge of mobilization, Dr. Elfua Asari in charge of fundraising. Wemo and executed the campaign for the NPP going into the elections. Jeffrey, Mama Ofa on Shasie. Sa Timsi 2 we say no. Who am saying?
The NDC team, no, are very, very strong. I'm sure, say, depending on the Jomo Wosisiano being in the position, no, I'm sure, say, they are leaving no stone unturned. Because, as I said, I'm put my best foot forward. Say, yeah, I'm with me, we need the 2020 elections. We'll share the crop of people are more aligned here. Then it means that the NDC, the NPP would certainly have to set up. Obviously, Professor Joshua Labi, Obianim no party nimu, a grassroots person. He's known in both in politics and academia. Just say he's been for the magical year or UPSA as the vice chancellor. Wow, he's also the former MP for Crowell from 1997 to 2001. At the same time, he served as a Minister of State under former President Rawlings. He has seen it all. Dear Empower about campaigning and politics are only. So I'll share Mr. Alex Segbefi, former Minister of Health, and also he served and late Professor Mills. These are people with impeccable credibility. You cannot say they don't merit the team now. So let's set the baseline and say this is a game of equals.
Okay. Now, what about Professor Joshua Labi? But my main question is, sir, will he campaign for a party in opposition now? So the same Joshua Labi no contested former President John Dramani Mahama Tamamuko flag bearership race, you know. It should have reflected some more in terms of the numbers we have. The ability to organize, the abilities to get the numbers, the ability to get people to support, because he's the campaign manager.
Yeah.
It should have reflected in that contest, Anna.
Oh, I did a party internal Akonyana Tony in a preview. And you demand the right person, and as the right person, as I say, after that, the party would have to mend its cracks and come together. I think that, say, oh, Shedia, and then I mean, your penny in Enya, me family so Mahmoudin, and even in the entire. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I'm going to be beside Peter McMenum, Mustafa Hamid, Lord Comey, and Dr. Efwa Asabia Asare. Who am I saying?
I'm saying another strong team, and within the NPP ranks, especially Mr. Peter McMenum, he's part of the winning team. He brought the current president in the 2016 elections. He has served as the national chairman of the party and the former Western regional chairman of the party as well. So far, Sisia Mino can say, on our representative party or IPAC. He has his hands well on the road when it comes to elections. He's also another great figure. Most of you all know him. He's also another fine gentleman. He's just an asset to the team. Former information minister, lecturer. He knows when to say what and for what effect. Like, this is going to be a lot of people's. Yaba president, Yedi president, and I say President Haba, and we see now we are having a 7 president. It's like battle line has been drawn for all of them, but we'll be able to judge them after the 2020 elections, and whether they performed, whether how to the extent to which they pushed their presidential candidates at the end of the December polls.
Andy, NDC team, NPP team, who was a CEO more? Who am I saying?
So I'm saying, Minuaka. I was a campaign team, no, first to the NDC. They are all personalities, young doughty or more pedigree, especially the campaign manager. But political campaign, and the work of the campaign team is basically to sell the philosophy, the ideals of the party, vis-a-vis their policy alternatives they intend to bring on board. Because the NPP make promises, Ghana for to power. They are ruling, and Nyomo can say 4 more for Nana. right? Yeah. And that they've done quite a lot regarding promises. So if you want to unseat the party of the day, government now, then you need sound policy alternatives and programs. If you look at the number of the NDC team is 26. Number really doesn't matter. It's about the effectiveness of the team. And this also brings to fore. In Prepi, use our campaign team now. People see it as an opportunity, one, to pursue personal agenda and a personal interest, flaunting of egos, and also to settle personal scores. I want to say, on my say, Akonya na atona, say, I mean, you are Jeffrey Kine. Na minu koprea. Na ebia Jeffrey dim kunema. Listen, Jeffrey ni chita for na onwa be feel say, why should I contest him in a say for anything? Onu bubefu. Instead say ono be extend some branch to me. Say be ya be yedwuma together. They see say nyawo ya na nsese wo ye. I don't get it because Sami, I've heard people making some pronouncements. Say, hey, now Professor Joshua Labia, President Mahama Kofanui as campaign manager. Say na say na only a contest elections now we know. Enti anya bia so bet me sabotage no. Masa. It is there. But Sami will get there if me says I doubt now microphone no your person your work on and you minimize it. It depends on the chemistry between the campaign manager and the flag bearer. Okay. I have lived through campaigns. I was at Cuckoo Hill. I saw it. The perfect coordination. The unfettered access that the campaign team Cuckoo Hill, the access they had to the leader at the time. So when you are speaking from the point of authority. But when you will not have access to the man you are supposed to market, it's a problem.
But why? Have you seen signs to say, one, Professor Joshua Alabi and the candidate, you know, woman Jelisana. Do you have any information?
That is not what I'm saying. But you see, judging from Professor Alabi, he's a professional marketer. You can't doubt him. And Minyaka, the monumental achievement or Choke or UPS. And let me say, in his acceptance speech on behalf of his team, no, he put forward some 3 solid ingredients. As a marketer, he knew what he was talking about. That for them to achieve their ultimate aim of winning the elections, it has to take what unity of purpose, coordination, and all in all teamwork. So when there is no unity, you don't expect the campaign team to function properly. When there is no coordination, where there will be splinter groups that will be, misbehaving all over. We saw it in the 2016 elections. All manner of splinter groups. So yes, if there will be that unity of purpose that, listen, by our presence in the campaign team is not to settle personal scores, is not to prosecute or pursue personal interest and to, ego showing something, but to work as a team, fine.
But Andy, maybe it's a question for you. Campaign team running flag bearer and the customer campaign team. It's the political party that arrives at a decision. Say your campaign team may require elections in here. Ever call a neck. I'm approval advance and yakase asumesi yagina tum asumesi yagina tum. Enti they would have seen say Professor Joshua Labia Lesegbefia Lieutenant Colonel Bevulakpe Ablate James Ajenim Boateng and co. They have to lead the charge going into 2020. And is it really about the flag bearer?
In order to curb or even solve the issue or the problem of dissonance, that is why you need that perfect blending. In 2008, and it shouldn't be lost on us, I'm entitled to go back a little. 2004, when we said Professor Joshua Alabi and the president's campaign team, So NDC and winning. 2008 no ni ho. NDC winning year. 2016 no ni ho. NDC lose year. 2020 is the campaign manager. So you see, Sir Professor Joshua Alabi is talking about these key ingredients of coordination, teamwork, Fine. Back to your question about the access to the flag bearer. It is very important. The chemistry is very, very important. So on the side of the NPP, you can say, the chemistry is somehow there because listen, Mr. McMenu led their campaign, they won, and then President Akufo-Addo and our party said they must retain him as the campaign manager, meaning that listen, the chemistry is not there. Sami enye juma ne enye juma china.
Is it really about chemistry? Because Matisse and Nipa say we don't have to be friends to work together. And this me and young Kofo and Sani Yatina Hanum says me show host and I me panel and I say me co-host.
But I mean, I didn't need teamwork. And almost to me, none of them could work in isolation. I quite say when I'm they had to have to pump some blood to certain parts. Never I won't sabit me. They are interdependent. To be a done will be as now any jumanti. And certainly there should be teamwork. And this idea they will fail. Both NPP and NDC. Campaign team are mafano. Say you almost say okay, we are in opposition. Baby, we are just to remain in opposition. I say we are in government. Baby, say because we are in government today, and then they will fail. They need some kind of synergy to work. And you can't take it from a MDB to a state company. Now, a state company, MDB. As a quiet is on the any secretary, you're fine. When you're fine, how would he or she be able to execute the mandate of Unipa or appointing or so? Campaign team coordination, synergy, having to work together. It's very, very important. And okay, the three wise men. After the election, some people even argued, say, open access to the person, no. You have to be very, very.
But sir rhetorics this was in 2015, 2016 thereabouts. But you see, when you pano utien and ne kasemwa, the work can say or see who be paying. The oya in the past are in the core opposition, no, and then you think that person is going to repeat those mistakes again, Jeffrey?
So Nintina, we take head starts and what we can indicators say. We should all work together. Easy. I quite a car. You can team. Said driver over speed, you misbehave. That's one car. You know we all crash and die. The same thing. And I know, said Dr. Chalabi, Professor Chalabi, sorry. He knows what he's talking about. Yes, said political actors. Speech no mine. Yashani, you win who said, "Dear potting Tino cancer," because we who be that. Yeah, sure. And on your end, say he's not a new person in this thing. Or in your end, and when you say all these things, and also the weaknesses and the strengths never. He's just assessing officer when you're dangerous nature is at the brand. And no one some so I believe so.
Young team members, 1-to-1, head to head, near SWOT analysis and the pay. Andy, a debate edge and a Professor Joshua Alabi a war over McMenu. A debate edge and a Professor Mr. McMenu a war over Joshua Alabi going into the 2020 elections.
Some say on the issue of the campaign team, I think basically their essence is to be part on the electoral fortunes of their respective parties, right? Inti say campaign team enough access to the flag bearer na omutie ne num sem dear neko, because basically it's going to be the ideals, your manifesto ni nasefo. It will be very, very sad, sir. At the time now, who campaign team win. Now you, the flag bearer, you are also saying something different in elsewhere. The blending, Jeffrey Kanoka, I said Joshua Alabi, Prof, one who be that. He chaired the campaign team of the NDC 2004. Now, party 90 million winning. Now, on one about say unity, coordination, teamwork, and you are a bad day. As I say, in United Nations.
Some key three things here come as I mean. Any obvious.
Obvious.
Say, see a better hanum say near issue Yamana come on. There should be unity amongst us.
Yes,
there should be teamwork amongst us. There should be coordination amongst us. Is it not obvious?
Meaning, sir, in 2004, there was these ingredients were totally missing, and that resulted in the defeat of the party. And now, Wababaji positioning as campaign manager, what he's saying is, Massa, there should be unity, there should be coordination, and there should be teamwork. Other than that, we should forget. It will be difficult. We can have the finest message telling Ghanaians, but it won't work. Because listen, if there is no unity, there's no coordination, wow, we can't work perfectly to prosecute the campaign. So that is what he's saying. But back to the personalities, the campaign managers. Yes, what they bring on board is very important. Professor Alabi, a professional marketer and a standard and a pedigree and so forth. And that, I think, sir, the relevance will be felt in the pedigree and so forth. All these nice accolades now, yes, shower on him, will be felt when there is these three things are in existence.
No, but what makes him tower over McMenu? What makes McMenu tower over Joshua?
No, I'm not saying that Professor Alabi is above that of McMenu, because if you want to go into that, Mr. McMenu was winning elections, so, and like we say in our local balance, you don't change the winning team. That is why the president and now the NPP has decided, say, let's keep him. And I was talking about chemistry, meaning that there is some chemistry. Chemistry there exists between only the president, the team for no, so party in so yeah, that is it. Sammy, I can tell you, and I listen. You see, sometimes the truth be told. Do you know, sir, people who went their way to support other candidates in the NDC primaries, they are still yes. That is the point. We shouldn't sit here and play the ostrich. It is happening. That is why Professor Alabi, his own campaign people have suffered those, attacks, vilifications. Say.
But Samajiwa dear, Andy, Samajiwa dear, and it should not reflect in Professor Joshua Alabi leading the charge for somebody who is victimizing somebody or somebody who is manhandling somebody's supporters. It should not manifest in that form. And Jeffrey, you see, many wo enye free se metal o supporters are and number 4 say me campaign a family future some person be president me say una be dia no mame.
You see, do be a months of train cry your train do be a you forget it. You can say okay, let's come together. And I believe say in the spirit of party unity, sometimes when and you bring na say sometimes social that map townful ejuma tinebaya obehwe oh really no time am pampa na say whatever it is they say if I'm to go by the assumption of the man here would this is can say we would only see and appreciate whatever it is that they have done after the 2020 elections maybe who say then then all these schools of thought to come to play. But say and I say by January 7th Mr. Mahama is the one taking the office as president. Then we know say these schools of thought that didn't really help.
So I say we say encrophobia or politics here in woman. A bit more benefited from sowing such seeds of discord. I've been a victim. Social media, okay, but people can create fake Facebook account in my name and be posting things as if say me na ma aka afa obi ho to the extent say obi to make ono wadi bone no make na nim no say asema wo ka na enye no o se me pe President Mahama asem. If you recall, many Eduji, those issues, those were the issues that why I took him on. Because you see, why should you go out and be saying, why you are there na make car? Don't bring the flag bearer into this issue. Wuna why na make? Now, but who koka say mempe President Mahama 17 na mekokaya. Listen, Sammy,
okay, Mumia shift the conversation. No, moving a step below the campaign managers. Now, Yembra. Yemfa said communication bit no. Yemfa Mustafa Hamid or in charge of a friend is saying communications for the NPP. Now Yemfa James Ajenim Boatin against Mauna Treba and Margaret and say our more and the best spokespersons, for the various campaign teams. Jeffrey, Mustafa Hamid as campaign spokesperson, any wire information minister da. One James Ajenim Boatin, on also deputy information minister, a pain. Any Mauna Treba, I think so. No, Ghana exports promotion for. I think so. No,
first female CEO.
And another down. I know also with that MT and I know some time back as one more corporate. Who is saying?
We only say have some kind of communication background. Mustafa Hamid, he's the substantive minister of Zongo and Inner City Development.
Yeah.
A former minister of Gender. And I'm also he's a media person. He's the former editor of Choice FM. In Japanese communication, there anything having to articulate and espouse the viewpoints of the committee and team anything. And I'm not saying he's a strange person when it comes to this kind of job. He knows what to do at what time. A lecturer, I mean, he's a fine addition to the team. Marina Treba, also was some kind of exposure in the media. Waigmo MT and Newmont, Ashanti Goldfields, and the first female CEO of GIPC. She's also a fine addition to the team. What they bring to the team is they will all be able to articulate the views of the team. And because Marina, we all know her, she's good, she's sharp, she's brilliant, and a fantastic person. And any idea which I can say a wrong person, and I say on merit say you didn't become team. So I think that she's great. And all the two of them, they are good.
All right. Andy.
Sorry, but that's it. Was a campaign team.
Yeah.
And I discuss it.
Yeah. Campaign team here discuss.
And our campaign team here discuss it. What I can say is basically about the SWOT analysis of all the two teams.
Yeah.
Be it their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so what is the strength of the NDC campaign team? Vis-a-vis the NPP. And I'm making the NDC campaign team ultimately say, listen, with the individuals, some was, we can say they have strength individually. But as a team, what are they bringing on board? What are they bringing on board as a team? Because now it is not about individual responsibility, but a collective responsibility. And I'll not sit here and play the ostrich. Sami, we are here to do justice to the topic. And I beg of listeners and people who would think, say, as I say, your boy I don't care. Listen, right?
No, main spokesperson, James Ajenim Boatin. When we are deputies.
We are deputies, some Bakasa.
Yes, but the main person, James Ajenim Boatin.
Yes, James Ajenim Boatin. Yes, so my main Kasa.
Okay.
Because I have evidence to that fact. I'm somebody where I sit. Because I'm a bona fide member of the NDC.
Oh, really?
I'm not shy about it. Now why? Sammy, you can only talk about somebody who is neutral. The only neutral person you can talk of is the one. Electoral Commission to Abba. So that is what I'm telling you. But listen, I refuse to allow my conscience to be defiled on the altar of partisan politics. When the truth is that we must just say it and get away with it. You understand what I'm saying? Or GIPC. I had reports, concern, medical party in Penny about the leadership style. It affected the fortunes of the party. I'm telling you, this is not a joke. In Crawford Bar, my office, I report here. The channel to the party headquarters. The leadership, the victimization in Asifo. Today, she's part of the campaign team. Has she worked on her human relations? These are germane issues we should be talking about. because we are analyzing what these people will bring to the board regarding the fortunes of the party. Now, Obi in the past, some minimum crophobia would die hard NDC for Omanko Kwanko Twaba. They told me, I called people, executives at the time. Say, woman, no bahono. Say, I will only omudi no mumpe.
But Andy said, only me by you say, yet, hey, mimeti hey. We back as a Samisha, do you see a hosting program, the Ninja home? I will see a uni because Obana saw by Casanabas of Ochiacha man for us, or see there be no cattle. Uba Nasa o Casimras or no or Renas Asana or Bako research other catchers as some now kind and yellow crate. It's because of that some people can pick a phone and call my CEOs and tell them Samisha must be removed because of these two things. Does it mean that I'm a bad person?
Sorry, you see, it's a reference now, my illusion now minds and it's two different situations.
No, you're talking about a chief executive
I am chief
officer.
Executive.
Some people are saying, say, one new human relations, one more MP. But there are people in that company who would have also said, say, Mawina is the best. And this way,
if you like, go and check. I'm just send your reporters at the time now, GIPC, just go and check and report. Because listen, I complained. Somebody buy and me friend party in Penifo. Almost similar reports. So am I lying? We can't all just be wrong.
But you agree with me as well, say people change, Anna.
So that is what I'm praying for. I think that my remarks is that, listen, I pray, say, she'll work on a human relation in Asifo. Because you see, you people are going to be the face of the campaign. What do I say? Face of the campaign, face of the party. So if people cannot approach you, then there's a problem. If people cannot approach you, then there is a problem. So I mean, what I say, everybody can approach you. Me, you are Jeffrey. People can approach you. But also, an American, xenophobia. If they are involved by the mere presence on the campaign team, they feel it's an opportunity to flaunt their egos, settle personal scores, and pursue their interests. Somebody will be in that campaign team will use it as an opportunity, a platform to launch his own personal ambition. I'm telling you.
Every answer I remember my main anchor for a quick dash be Embra. Now main you take on the analysis because so far no I'm saying what touch you on Mawina and this is what touch you Mawina. But the substantive individuals, for instance, Mustafa Hamid, I remember if indeed he was that capable, he was at the information ministry, why is Okojo upon Kromade? Now
I think we'll be
it's moment some quick break being by now you're dealing with two aspects we say Larry Bevulate spokespersons now for year round there for any
so and yeah, a normally happy morning show. I will happy 98.9 FM.
What happens when affordable meets great taste? Pizza Inn! Visit Pizza Inn today for delicious pizzas and fantastic offers such as Terrific Tuesday. Our branches are Accra Mall, 37 Airport Shell, Achimota Mall, West Hills Mall, and Junction Mall. Must be the pizza!
What person will you tumpon? Nas wabe fufidie no emwa okra. Wo printer no aye slow. We here printer foforo. Printer say ye juma ohare a wo de be scanning, photocopying, any nyuma pi. Enne mafo abe for printers ya. Power City Network e de aba no ebe boa. Power City Network e ya be fufidi tonfo a ye de wadwuma mu house anu nyina aba. Wo pese ye de bi ha wo ana wo tobia ye wo homa wo. Ye mafutuo so e wo abe fufidie ho. Sindo, Riso, Konica, NFC printers nyina. Je will be for Power City Network. Our home matrufo so 050-156-6284 and 0303-201190 and as a try.
Email us francis21gh@yahoo.com. You can also contact us on 0243453675 or 0208-680108. It's Wahini Automobile Consult, the king of all automobile deals.
If now water treatment you define it.
Dovila Water Solutions. Technical support for your water system. Dovila Water Solutions. Water research, training, Dovila Water Solutions. Water dispensers, drinking water supply. Dovila Water Solutions. They provide safe water for your homes, companies, industries, communities, government and non-governmental organizations.
When it comes to customer satisfaction and professionalism in water solutions, Tavila Water Solutions is the #1 in Ghana. You can contact us on 055-2490-684. We are in Ghana.
It's a new experience. It's a new feeling. Happy 98.9 FM. We listen right now. 98.9 FM. And Nijiangwa. So, Casa Fidini Mobeda. And yeah, a one happy morning show. Our happy 98.9 FM.
Happy and discuss the campaign teams of the NPP and the NDC. Jeffrey, na me ba ho ansa na yeko. And so far, at least, yedin komo afa mawe na ho yedin komo afa aye Mustafa Hamid ehun. Yeko to the operations for no. But in a bit, I think you guys have not been fair to the NDC communications because, almost substantive communications manager, any James Ajinibon. I wonder how more person more discussing about the deputy. Well, only part of the majority of the discussions in normal talk or radio, one no, you guys, Obianka no answer.
Sammy, yeah, Mr. Umaya Kwanse, you're assessing Crofui. You started and sana. We also will call commercial break. No, to Sanya Kwamba Kuno Befako Kumasi. Until we can decide to use different rules, but at the end of the day, you never could do Kumasi. So we'll analyze all of them. So what I'm saying is that Mawena Dumoe, she's Trevor Dumoe, I find, must look to be very accessible. So bad down now.
Accessible. It is very important. It is very accessible. What are you talking about? Who catch them say? Who access to your friend?
The campaign team had access to the flag bearer at the time.
But there are people then who would also say they didn't have access to the campaign.
This one we are talking about campaign team.
Yes, but I'm saying that there are people then who would also say they didn't have access.
No. Sammy, no. I am telling you for a fact. Say the campaign team, as far as I'm concerned, 2008, they had unfettered access to the flag bearer. And I expected same. So that, listen, there will not be any, dissonance in communication.
Will be a campaign team of any of these parties that Wabe Catcher say, young for 2016 elections, campaign team member Bill Catcher say he wasn't having access to either President Kufuor then as candidate or John Mahama as president then. Will be a Catcher as a material.
Sammy, do you need say Obibe Catcher?
And Mr. Campaign team manager by Catcher will say, or team member by Catcher
say, he wasn't having access.
Oh, Debbie, Andy. As far as I can say, the point you're making, maybe said, campaign team member B, either under the 2016 NPP NDC, will be by Albert say he wasn't having access to the flag bearer.
Sammy, you don't expect the person so Baba Catcher. Meme bomb koko. Say that should be the practice. That should be the standard practice. And I'm telling you that I'm judging from this. You see, this is evidence in what the campaign manager of the NDC is saying. That without unity, coordination, and teamwork, we cannot succeed.
But how does that amount to accessibility?
What are you talking about? If there's no coordination between the flag bearer or the one you are marketing and your team, how can you work? If you don't get first-hand information, how can you communicate?
Yes. So, maybe I say, has there been precedence for you to make that inference to say all that you're saying?
Sammy?
No, you tell me. So, catch them who say, "Oh, I'm saying it here," because you have access.
No, Sammy, you don't need veritable evidence in this regard. What I'm saying, sir, Kokonaya bomb. You understand?
It must be based on something.
Based on something, sir. Listen, I see that.
Sir,
Sir, Minyakai, 3 wise men. What became of the?
But were they members of a campaign team?
No, but that is even enough.
No, Andy.
They were members of the campaign team. But listen.
Specific.
They were members of the campaign team.
A campaign team that had access to it. And I'm busy say, do you have any examples? Say, campaign team member ever catch so he wasn't having access to the flag bearer.
Sammy, this issue of the 3 wise men, many are the say they were not get access.
They were members of the government.
They were not members of the campaign team. So if to judge from that, Obi Betimiaka say want me access to the flag bearer.
Of course.
Yes. So Sammy, that likelihood is there.
But look, they fought, they brought the party to power, but he hasn't had access to His Excellency the President. My team members of Parliament who have said so they will not have access to His Excellency the
President. The topic under reference you're discussing is about campaign team, and I make us say, it's a campaign team no based on near ingredients now. Professor Alabiakan. Sir, the access to the flag bearer, marketing is also important. So that that synergy must be there.
Okay.
You must be seen to be communicating from the same way. Say now, and yes, we can Number 2, now we can by Mustafa Ahmed as the campaign manager for the
spokesperson.
Fine. Yeah, Mr. Mustafa Ahmed. I mean, you know that is academic, Nina Sefonina. But Oko, Minister of Information. Listen, ni communication no nenye. Ono ababa ka say ministry Bianca or person free one time dia na ye information ministry. Because I watch you. Some kura ko ho a irrespective of yen relationship cry about ja unye ni ya I mean we are constructively we are criticizing, and in fact he is doing well. What has been mekano? So Mustafa Ahmed to be communicating or to be speaking for their campaign, having shown that deficiency at the communication information ministry, no, but I mean this is what the party has decided to go with. So I mean we wish them well. Number 2, James Sargent Mbwati. Yes, a nice presenter, broadcast journalist in Asefo. He moved on time party NDC winner 2009, Obaya deputy information minister. I mean James Sargent Mbwati so person the relevance be want to make his relevance felt in this campaign now. Listen, he must step up. Because he doesn't appear to be somebody who is on top of issues, his communication, a munsipi. He's my good friend. And these are constructive analysis I'm making about him. He must step up. What I say, he must be accessible in for people to approach, and they shouldn't go that level. Say, oh, because I'm a campaign team, that is going in let's say it won't work. And James Sargent Mbwati, then you must work on your communication, the strategy you are bringing on board to have. I mean, communications from your campaign, from the flag bearer, you must be up and doing, because in the past, no, massa and show cry. So listen, when we are talking about, you can't talk about the strength of the NPP without that of the NDC, same as the weaknesses, and I mean it cuts across. Analysis na here. So you count the weaknesses of Mustafa Ahmed. Say, Anka media may advise MPP. But this time, who can't be any your input will not make any impact because they've decided already, both parties. But if you want to know, some feel say Ghana for the Ghanaian electorate, Massa, it's about communication, very, very vital. Political communication, so different from normal communication. Political communication, because one blunder could just finish you forever, finish your party, finish your candidate, and you are gone. So political communication, it's a gauge the mood. Nina say for near my cost and your bibiana because we'll be a county, no, Bekabi. Listen, and Sammy, a shining example was the comments of the national leadership of the NPP regarding Yura's Babia Samoa. Press conference now by year. In some of Kikaye, I mean, subsequently, when the general secretary came out, they told now Kokasai, Slawusu, now more comments, no, different crowd. Meaning, say, listen, Nima Ubekaya, no, Yantiasio, and yes, Sana Yakono. Yakono issues, track record, near my year, near Musamami opportunity, Messiah. So, for the past, was assuming position be title, be say, we are a campaign man, communication, we are now communicate. You must communicate science, you must communicate message, and you must communicate to win souls.
Andy, I say, Jeffrey, my man and Brown snap him be a phone lines no and to my telephones so embroidery medina so.
Okay, say communication there it is very, very purposeful. It's a you should have a point and a message to convey. And internet as I said, all idea on what told communication department now for both parties, for both teams, they should know what it takes to be there. Because I quite a one or a kunu chiame, it is said. Nana cry and I say, manager and cry can answer 1K year, woo now, but I bet it no. It is also balance will be creating the same errors or the same mistakes now over catching there. Then it means that you are not doing any service to the group. You can only wish them well. We can only wish them well because communication is and you're easy cry. And say, almost say, by virtue of the fact say they are willing to do it, they should do it well. I believe in a year, both teams in the where they'll go.
I'm here phone lines into 0244885140 now also friend of Medina so onso so adwen chira wo efan koma ye dia no pay no onso de odi abren 0244885140 between our friend now so Medina so no pay na odi adwen chire abren first caller abahwan so hello
relegated Norwich.
Good morning.
Your friend was saying
Match day 43 in the Sky Championship concludes.
You know, say from Yamoa, and someone say campaign or the show. Now, so say both sides now. We show the good campaign team at the tour. But the only thing is, from Yamoa, with the Jesus Christ, by your campaign manager, 8 minutes is Sunday. It will say, campaign is run by our part, the former war, not the judge who is winning. That's it.
Many of us are so for about 0244885140. Waiting for now, so Medina so do I drink tray abram. I found Koma ye dino. Na wadrin channel also so odia tuja 0244885140. Obiaborum. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I'm but you didn't be free.
But I'm a friend for Doko.
No, I ain't call.
Samina Nidisao, Andy Peso, NDC communicative name, no, only positive, Diana, only strength, Dia, would be Brahma, Bapawa. She said, I got a Sisia, Abraboy, and Namsisiana, NDC, or more Catapra, when I bet to Abamom. Brian Breno, and your communication, accessible to the president. Dana Frank Casacasa, Peso Musisaba. Yamisramona, Mojima Pamoya.
Many of us are so friend of Medina. So happy 98.9 FM now. So out in a happy morning show. Over to my friend 0244885140. Now also Odo drink chair Abraham fan command pay ye no. Now also Odo the Abraham 0244885140. Over friend no about room CC and not yet the water on man. So hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Chief. But you didn't be free.
Okay, Joe, make us see come see
Yanko.
Well, I believe the American now communication is very, very important in everything. But we said earlier call the kind. See, the hardship we are going through this time around. NDC was still more happy up from the communication. Only the India is able to talk. Election is very simple. See. That government failure and they themselves they know said they are failed. And then what I would ask the communication of the opposition is almost happy up and I'm explaining things to us. So I'm happy up Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Many of my daughters self friend about home and so 0244885140. My mentor wonka and sana yet to your phone lines no emo. And what often I say I know the phone line now will be so about home and so. And come on in the way you bet so we'll have a part 2 of this because it's about the elections 2020 and somebody say about any home command sir not yet twatwa adwene at the home 0244885140. My mentor kind of pay now also for adwene chere no fa breme waba yidin command but me can say and yene Royal Bliss Restaurant for ebedi enkomo yene ya restaurant for so ebedi enkomo na yen automobile month nso no yedi hu enkomo yedi tidbits kakra edi abro but the trending issue social media enkomo mo so edi no and so ehu enkomo no yedi bebra no pay ewo jumedi no so enti so betia frɛ na ode abre. Hello, good morning.
What happening?
Yes sir.
Let me see program. If I didn't have them, me imagine ko. What GPRT fair na to no.
Yeah.
I didn't have them me mo ye ko mama me. GPRT fair na ma to no. Every kaswa back circle. 15 na scan your 40%. Since you are normally 5 cities 30%. But 50% of 40%. It should not be that. The person who can we ye mama. Because almost see him pa.
Yo, mini ameda CP so friend abahoma so 0244885140. Pay FM comedy and pay the nyina no na onso forward drink chere ebra me jmedi na koso live e Facebook adofoni bi na share on Facebook and pay mentia wo mo Samuel Kondia also good morning name. I'm watching you live from Koforidwa B ni soa or say watching you from Teshi Rasta Road. Prince Sapon from Achim Asafo or say love the show. Azayman, as you say, I urge all eligible Ghanaians to go and register by wearing their nose mask. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
About your dinner, baby, Africa chief.
Your family said I told me for you.
About your doing radio never on my mom.
But you tell me.
Minia.
The woman in Anna said, well. She said, no, said, yeah, only Pabako kind. I'm communicating team of the NDC is supposed to be added because Usha at the opposition side. She will be in opposition, a pro leadership. Na say, Nemo say, until na alliance with the flag bearer and Ankuya. But is a flag bearer casting for baby. Na communication director and so assembly. And a communication director and so yes, say assembly or becan. Is to be something that will descend to the mind of the people. Though hardship no hope. But this year, NPP are going to this election with money. Any issues, I'm telling you. Say woman customer primary, some sika bond there. I'm telling you, Ghanaians are hungry. And the woman are hungry. Woman is sika 2 million. Obeje, I have evidence 4 years ago. Boys they voted against NDC. No photo. They are sending MP and here we are today. So what I say? And to baby I could do and this the MPP this year and yet for any assembly here because you got it sika. And to win your second dia, Briaboka no transform we actually. And no never cost. And NDC for no more assembly and for more. Thank you.
Medo ase se also friend about home and so 0244885140 obetia finance obejumedi so yemfa 2 callers na fe no ni emfa training issues no emben. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
You say Africa so otame.
Yo.
Sorry. Che, come I do ni pano. Anya complete o. You need to Ghana voters no say pay abrabo ni year. MP for found Sikamuri Mama. Me woman is coming, who part woman is coming you. Baban party and woman is 2 million and 5 million. That's me also many people see 1 week poor. Many me man also 1 week. I manage ya 1 week. Now Abrabona Akawa any see any campaign manager. Ya you may fame more than a hundred. She has she by a family. You when yes say campaign manager. Umuria Muka Masam Kiki. Ya planning and that I say about it. You better to make you. If you cannot move to Mukoso, no more.
Many ameda was say Obama so final caller every man afi no ye de see na me Jeffrey ne Andy e de awie ye besa so ato asa nkomo twetwe we say so omo ne ye bebewo studio from now kopem say elections 2020 no ye bewie enti anopa bia no utia obon say ye the new editors ebeba jumedi no sune no madi nkomo. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Your friend is in Gazette Town.
You, Yanko.
Medawase, about communication directors, Emma campaign team. You can have a good message, but if you don't have a good messenger to go against you. But see, me and this, I am the professor or a campaign manager. I am professor, need you in a training campaign. I have the kasa and said the India kasa at the toiletry. Yasu. In Bible now make for it. Feel message never to be a nipa no be teaching kasa non kasa. Said the India kasa in one thing, then coffee, and electricity. Then the opponents come be changing a feed. No matter what it is, another cop, not jail, and another.
Many am does self friend about you made so any debate me and for course be a BM. Somebody there call for a very short breather. Yaba not ni at the trending issues no abrain or the trends na abrain we are na yene Royal Bliss restaurants for adding come not yet the automobile month no yet in competition abroad. The essence of having an emergency box in your car and home come and not yet. But Andy Andy Jeffrey, Madam on say no place mobile and but when you say a meno aquatia and we will have time next week na mepa near to and competition no eso. And Andy, Medasi.
Some of say before you no. Communication is very important.
Yeah.
And I can say, me can last week we video to say, campaign here by Ghanaians who expect nothing but policy alternatives programs in as for and yet at MDD. Why communication is very key in the campaign are the two political parties bearing say, listen, a simple issue like the scrapping of the teacher training allowance. Some if you read that thing, I sometimes I'm sad. Sir, people cannot even just explain that. Sure, the teacher training schools, you know, they are being elevated to, diploma awarding institutions. They are not certificate any longer. So the wisdom of the President Mahama administration then is say elevate him to the status of diploma awarding institutions. And you must loan. This is a Polytechnic University, loan to open up space. So what is wrong with it? They can't communicate. So you see, you may have the good message, but if you cannot communicate properly, massa, it will be a total blunder. I must say.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, Mr. As I said, also from me, the woman is 2020 elections in India. Yeah, the issues now. So no be kind if you can have a very good campaign manager, but some messages in that's a electorate name to me and buy into it. Nothing to gain from them. Yeah, sure.
But I want to say your concern. I say you make this point very clear. Say your baha na your babe din komo. It's all about Ghana and Puntu.
Yeah.
Inti ebia obia sem na discussions ne ba na say you can obia sem. You can no enye say you tan. What do you say? You can say be ya Ghana. Be ye.
Okay.
What do you say?
What do you say?
T4.
When I easy as we in Chemwansana, yeah, sorry. So, one more say update on delayed registration. Further to the earlier press release regarding the issues with the network of the Electoral Commission, which led to delays in the commencement of the registration in some centers on Sunday, 12 July 2020, the Commission wishes to inform the general public that its technical team has successfully resolved close to 98% of the cases. The Commission is confident that all the issues will be resolved this Monday, 2020, to enable registration take place at all the centers without delays. We apologize for the inconvenience caused to applicants at the centers where the registration exercise was delayed. As indicated, the Commission will ensure to make up for the time lost. We are information a free Electoral Commission or Eba and pay. Yanani Yahumra.
Enye and Noani Happy Morning Show. I will happy 98.9 FM.
So say your day trends in Ebronia ani Okanta I mention your day updates in Ebroni and saying
Naminadu when I say
so when you say my Bible
yeah Bible one more ever and I'm quite super what they say we know my anything
why they
I'm closely what I mean
we have a share Bible
the odd beba no can like it no
okay all right now we can go here
Koyo for fun and then status and the one she
sao
sure man can sorry I sabi am sao
anyway I don't have social media for you
Victor before me kono and 1 week 7 days how many followers no still
me mama check him out now me followership there I mean and yes more my followership is no joke.
If you have a car and
I come more crap. My followership here, see, I'm 2,689. I increase
5 years. Oh no. There's a problem that you now know for Twitter, or 16.5K. 7 years.
Wow. Wow.
Difference no.
Wow.
Uko Instagram star or 5.4K.
Wow.
Wow. Now, Big Sam, and I didn't know trendy. Nana B.
Okay.
And the president, I said, Zoom meeting with communication advisory team of the campaign 2020. And I'm on phone saying, okay, so 14-day quarantine.
Yeah.
Now, the news is that we are flying out of the country now. No one turning in your money. Now, a virus need be an action. Then, video never out and just the president is doing very well. Once we have account and are all communicating. Now most of the things are appearing now or catching the party members and they should campaign on policies, on an achievement. And into Twitter and on air trending. Everyone can say this is the way to go. I'm saying Samuel Kofi. I said this is the way to go. Shame the opposition. They thought the president is going to die. Now Uba Nana B and so Nana B na something nice year registration or say Ghanaians are taking it likely say most parents when my parents in the city or move out and na wana more buy in school now I school na what if you have the virus and not come on them and I'll back Twitter not 30 as if it's irresponsible enough campaigning to students in schools at this time. Nana B actually says the SHS student must show appreciation to Akufo-Addo by voting for him. Imagine the audacity to even think that the students are in Akufo-Addo debt in any form. It's a shame. Usha no heart to see. This is when an economist tells you that there is nothing like free lunch. And a PK is even when you are a smart guy, once you join the NPP, it be like your IQ drops below the sea level. It's so embarrassing. And a Louis Party, see, they are making it look like free SHS students must vote for them, knowing the students are the discerning mind. And for B is to see, if your tenure really had a positive impact on people, you don't have to go to that extent of putting everyone at risk because of votes. The students themselves will know and do the needful. They are not
updates from social media. Mabani Amorin in Komona on fire a year Yemeno in free year restaurant and Brian. Amorin, good morning.
Good morning, bro. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you, sir?
I'm also good.
All right. So this morning, what's on the table?
So this morning from here, we are having some hot coffee for breakfast, or we could have some hot chocolate as well.
And the afternoon?
We're having the hot chocolate with waffles this morning actually.
Okay, and the afternoon?
In the afternoon, you're having some shawarma, some assorted shawarma or chicken and beef shawarma, going with a corn smoothie or going with some milkshake or going with some American soda.
All right, so those who may want to order, those who may want to find you on social media, those who may want your location, can you help us with that information?
Yes, on Instagram is @GH, YA_GH. They could order from there, they could find any kind of information they want there. Or they could call this number to have it delivered to them. And the number is 054 94 51164. It's 054 94 51164.
All right, Amorin, we thank you for giving us the update for this morning.
You're welcome.
All right, so that's Amorin from Ya Restaurant. We're moving straight to, the essence of having an emergency box in your car. That's what we're talking about this morning for our Automobile Month conversation. And yankasa yahu ena yebedi enkomo mini udi nkomo so car or emergency box o mu ana or first aid o mu ana or a friend say fire extinguisher o mu ana eno hu nkomo ena yedie we or a friend say emergency box o kanim
mpacho
obi
mpacho
what yida ahwe no ma
me this am koye roadworthy
sir
and I'm BM says so near money in our woman.
Okay.
And no mechanical.
What kind of quay? Okay. Normally media no who say a plaster be room. Who's a plaster room who say I don't know manoma car be a room cutting crap push him. But me anka said my top paracetamol near the idea ashim my shaka in case of any Viana my top gential violet in Zoashim. But it comes in handy when you are driving and, for instance, if you are a can or problem now, walk away can wait man, or young wage man, not a BB chow. Now, permit latest spirits, Cacrebia, I was already found on some how to keep yourself clean. There's an emergency in the car. It becomes very, very handy, say, if you're going through a situation now.
Because be a one extinguishers war hunt, The only time I met me cost a box no pa no. Na be a me call the normal check triangle ne sanya man. Unfortunately, but I could say because me practice safety in your man and no me time no problem.
So can you gam?
Any bad.
Mama ne conquering come from Royal Place Restaurant na yembisa na pe wo mo so wo mo menu a wo mo e wo de man. Conquer, good morning.
Good morning.
About your design pay.
Na me adona wo.
Boku me menu na anapa men ni ti sen.
Anapa ya ku yi erin sia ka sia na obi go hot Royal Place Restaurant. Wo place wo so fantastic Monday, sweet Monday, morning Monday. And I know your menu no your local foods no your benku any tilapia ne meko your fufu any light soup upon chinam and pinam your konkonte la pewa any person kwan any tuna bibiara ope ay local foods na ye kan dey nya ho na ye kan say over na abufu miane na your emo your plain rice your fried rice your jollof ne chicken. Na yes, that's what I say. The whole Ghana. Don't they war beggar is not a nine so. Now we are not supposed to jollof view or the whole Ghana. Rasta jollof and a Rasta fried rice. I'm not seeing a nine to bar. Wedding cakes, outdooring cakes, and the Riviera. I don't see the ever. Yeah, I can't call you. Now your meat pie, your fish pie, your jambos, Riviera open. Full face, I can pay a fair numbers no 057 48 45 883 057 48 45 883. Your car price, Prince opposite ABC Transport. Now, couple quantities for your brain rooftop. I'm a person say fair numbers 057 48 45 883. Royal Bliss. Unapo, Royal Bliss process, Royal Bliss Pekoye. Nigeria for Biani Nabio Eba Amala, a good system with big Biara, a do of phrases here, Royal Bliss. They go on and
Conqueror, and I pay better say Ode Yemen no a brain. Somebody must say Yamay Musu na Yamipo chance and Subisha say na Edi and come wait.
Sammy birthday request be about now. I say ya to me Editu Johnson, yes, sorry so every barrister Charles Osesibe.
Okay.
Ne a ne ba Chelsea Nanaya Asantua Osesibe of Achimota School. And then the birthday, and the papa say God's blessing and long life, mano. Or say, oh mano, a wodapa. And we every the papa Charles or say SB, and Chelsea, Nanaya, Asantua or say SB. And then you say happy birthday to you.
Wait, but not say for birthday dedication, yeah, dear brain. But as I'm here, sorry, so birthday, yeah, the brain me, I can't say I need to also do a birthday dedication. Let me say a very good morning to you, Mr. Ethan Mawewe Ishan. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. May God's blessings find you. May you grow in wisdom and in good health as well. Happy birthday.
So we'll cast a video and yeah, a happy morning show. I will happy 98.9